Hi guys. Can you hear me all right? Is the audio good? If you can hear, that's awesome. Hi guys, we will be holding a panel. If you disagree with the prompt, come on up. EC, nah, you're the best. You're the best. Alex, howdy. Howdy. I relate to you so much. Thank you so much. It's probably because we're based. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm trying to fight a culture war over here on TikTok. So this will become probably a daily stream over on TikTok. Eventually, I want to bring it over to YouTube and have the YouTube nuts come over here and help me terrorize the TikTonians. But you guys can ask any questions you like in the comment section. If you disagree with anything on the prompt, please request up. Let's like the live like crazy. Keep sharing it out. That way we can get some crazy left in here. All the debate side, the whole entire liberal debate side, they take on MAGA. So I've decided to take on the culture war on our side, which will be fun. I have to say that they have all claimed that you can pretty much criticize the left as much as you want. They want to do that, so I'm going to do it right back at them. Then they won't like it, so it'll be fun. Go ahead and request up if you disagree with the prompt, or if you have a question. If you want to talk about my time as a conservative before I came over here, I'd always love to talk about that as well. What I should do is I should have put up here like a kick or keep. That would have been fun. I'll just probably state it. I'll probably just state it. But English left. I don't know what you're saying. You guys can ask any questions you like. Like the live like crazy. Just keep liking the live. Tap, tap, tap. Let's get this to 1,000. Let's get it to 1,000 and then go ahead and share it out. If you disagree with anything in the background, go ahead. I just got a lease renewal for my apartment, but I'm moving to Arkansas. Do I consider myself a liberal or libertarian? You're a liberal independent. I'm a liberal independent, liberal moderate, if you will. I think that the Democrats they have more going for them when it comes to being on the right side of history, for sure. I don't think any party's perfect, but I think the Republicans are goddamn psycho. Troy, how's the tour been? It's been amazing. The tour has been really, 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 really good. If you disagree with anything up here, please come talk to me about it. All you have to do is request up. Keep tapping the live. We're going to get let's get it to 2,000 and keep sharing it out. I really want to talk to some people and have some debates against my own side. It'll be fun. The Repugnant Clan. Yeah, that's close enough. What will be the winning for the Powerball tonight? I don't know. Why did you switch sides? If you thought that I switched sides... Wait. Okay. Are you asking that from a liberal or a crazy leftist who thinks I'm now going back to the conservative? Or are you asking that from why did I go from conservative to liberal? Hey, great job. Keep the good vibes going. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Do you think they will finally release the Epstein files? No, I don't think so. A conservative asking conservative to liberal. There was some crazy stuff that the right was doing. They would believe some of the craziest misinformation. They would believe crazy AI imaging. They believed the cats and the dogs. They believed things like Donald Trump was actually running through the hurricane. It was an AI-generated image of him running through the hurricane, grabbing a dog and a cat. He had jeans on, wading through floodwater. They ran that all over Twitter, praising him, thinking it was real. Never seen Donald Trump wearing jeans. It's crazy. So there's a lot of stuff that they were doing that I just felt, not only was it the party is lacking in the rights department, but it's an insult to my intelligence to be associated with a bunch of people who can't even determine fact from fiction. You guys can ask any questions you like, and I will answer them. If you disagree with anything, if you do think it's all men, or if you have a problem with any of this, come on up here. Do you have to be conservative or liberal to have a certain views? No, I don't think so. And I think people blend across the party. You're an ex-conservative. You're a traitor. I got called a traitor from both sides. Goddamn, be easy on me. Right easily believes abstract nonsense that is easy to verify. Yeah, they believe some of the craziest shit, dude. Crazy they're gonna burn 500 tons of food. Yeah. And that's the other thing is like conservatives would rather spend $130,000 burning a bunch of food rather than like sending it to the region so that mutual aid groups could pass it out. It's not just all men. Do you believe MAGA suffers from inbreeding? No, I do not believe that MAGA suffers from that. I don't think. I think the majority of the nation is. I don't think that's a problem very much. What are your thoughts on liberal conspiracy theories? Like it's a concentration camp. I believe that the liberals' problem, and they're not presenting this very well, and I've come to put a little bit more like facts to it. Like we know that Obama, under his first term, did these people were in similar conditions. Under every single president, these people have experienced similar conditions, 100%. But I think the issue that I personally have is we're doing things like going to these people's green card appointments and arresting them, right? We're doing, yes, they did, 211DD. The ACLU literally sued Obama during his first term for doing the exact same thing Donald Trump is doing. You can go onto the ACLU website and you can just like search all of this. Massive lawsuits because of human rights violations and ignoring due process. This has been a problem. But my issue is when we start, I'm going to say no. Hey, hun, can you hand me my laptop? I'm going to prove this person wrong real quick. Anyone can look this up. I mean, it's common knowledge. But at the end of the day, my biggest issue is going into these people's, they're showing up for a green card appointment. They're one appointment away from solidifying themselves as a U.S. citizen, and then they get picked up, and then they get deported. We had a Canadian who was living in America without issue for, 20 plus years, and then he went on vacation to Canada. He's been doing this. Like, no problem, but under the Trump administration, mind you, he supported Donald Trump. Under the Trump administration, he tries to come back, and then he's told, no, your green card has been revoked. And I think that's crazy. So I'm pulling up the ACLU Obama lawsuit to prove this person wrong. This is my issue with the Democrats, is they think they're perfect, and they don't look at the past or what their own presidencies have done. How am I not knowing how to log into my computer? 01212. So that's a big issue I have. I think that Democrats like to play the game. Apparently you didn't even vote, so what the hell? Go away. I voted, but you're too slow to go onto my account and actually look up the fact that I had to walk into a county tax assessor office and prove that I voted because someone wanted to spread that lie. ACLU sues Obama. I don't know how to show you this, but the ACLU sued Obama multiple times. ACLU sues Obama, this is on the website in particular. ACLU sues Obama administration for detaining asylum seekers as an intimidation tactic. I mean, this has been a problem across both aisles, and I'm the only person intellectually honest enough to state that. You're undercover. If you think I'm an undercover MAGA, if you think older millennial is my best friend, if you have a problem with how I practice politics, come up and talk about it instead of popping off in the comments. You got to come talk about it, because I would love to have a conversation. I think I'm the only one on the left being intellectually honest about it. On the left, they're screaming about alligator Alcatraz, which is like, I understand the frustration, but it's to pretend that this never happened under any other president in our lifetime is crazy. You're not on the left. I'm a liberal. So if you're saying I'm not a leftist, that's based. Yeah, I'm not a leftist, and I never will be. 211D, yeah, come up. If you are request up if you have a problem with any of my opinions, if you've ever had a problem with anything I have done, if you think that I haven't voted, if you are upset that for any of the 5 different things people have tried to cancel me for, come on up. Both sides have their hands dirty. Agreed. You can't request up. Is that true? You can request up. You have 456 followers. There should be a tab for requesting up. Can someone, I won't pull you up, but can someone try to request up so that I can see if it's working? It might not be working for you in particular, but you guys can ask any, it's T-Mags, sorry. You guys can ask any questions you like, but I would prefer you guys to disagree with the prompt. Do we have a charger that works that'll charge this laptop? Yeah, yours works. Perfect. Okay, we have 5 people in the request box. Cringy leftist. Hi, Cringy. Okay, let's see if you... Okay, I think those are all... I don't think any of you guys are ops. If you are an op in the box, say something and I'll bring you up. Nobody respects you? Come talk about it then. Ooh. I think it's so funny when bullies get on here and then they say the shit they do, because I guess they want you to be I don't know if they want you to be sad or cry about it, but you give me fuel. You make my life fun. So you need a request. No, you have to request up. What makes you left and what made you conservative? I was a lifelong conservative because I guess I was just born that way. Everyone I knew was conservative. I also had a problem with the leftist purity testing culture. I thought that the left had a lot of soy milk dumped on the population and they would cry over everything. Lo and behold, I was right. But I like left policy. I was too scared to come over here. I think some of the policy was fine. I think the policy over here is fine. There's some policy that I have a problem with. But I think in general, people on the left I think they have better intentions than those on the right. I just think that there's some people issues that need to be fixed over here. What is soy level ultra? Soy level ultra is me stating, I could say call a spade a spade. And someone in the chat is going to be like, that's racist, I swear. That's soy level ultra. We don't sit here and cry over words like that. Democrats are only rhetorically left, right? Beautiful. I don't want to go much more left, so the left is dog shit at messaging. It's their worst trait. Yes. If you want to come up and you're an op, please come up. All of you guys do. Oh, well, no. None of you guys are. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hi, Mercedes.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I have loved your content. Think you're great, but there is a spiraling out that's been happening recently, and I'm kind of disappointed in you a little bit.
When you say, I would like to clarify, when you say spiraling out, do you think I'm spiraling out or I'm just getting to a point where I'm not scared to speak my mind? Because, sorry, I don't know what happened. I'm the same person I'm the same person, but I just got to a point where, for example, I'd be on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 3rd time in the past 2 months that liberals have tried to cancel Stephen King, someone who staunchly fights for the side. Gavin Newsom did a podcast with Charlie Kirk. They tried to cancel Gavin Newsom.
We haven't. I live in California. We haven't canceled him. We think he's fucking dumbass sometimes.
But
no.
I think that's just being dishonest. When we say that the internet didn't try to cancel Gavin Newsom, I mean the internet trail on that is extensive.
No, the thing that you need to talk to me about is why are you really thrusting toward the middle? Because you were really on the left, and now you're in the middle. Because you want to appease to both sides, and and Gavin Newsom's doing it. Honestly, he's doing it as well. And I don't think it's going to go well. Things are such a fucking shitstorm right now. We need to go very far left for the humanity of our country. Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
we need to win elections so that we can get
Well,
ourselves out of the position that we've been put into. So, like, do you believe that what is happening right now would have been happening under Kamala Harris? Like, do you think trans people would not be allowed to get the proper gender marker? Do you think that,
no,
like,
that would not be happening.
perfect? And it wouldn't be happening if we won elections. But we have a problem as to why we're not winning elections. And I think a lot of it comes from, this is gonna sound really, really, really Chad like, but our vibes over here absolutely suck. So someone who was
Our
like
vibes here.
our vibes
I
suck.
if I was a Republican, and I don't hate Republicans. I hate Donald Trump. That's a difference. It's so
Hmm.
fucking gross. It makes my skin crawl. I can't believe anybody's even over there. So as far as the feelings,
But that mentality though. So like I know you don't hate Republicans, which is good,
I don't.
but even me, like I think there's a large portion of MAGA who are actually socially moderate people that we could win
Where?
a hundred
Where are
percent.
they moderate? Where are they
Most
moderate?
most I'd say most MAGA people I've ever interacted with. So have you ever been a conservative?
Never, but
So you have zero experience in this matter. I was a conservative.
I grew up in a
Hold
okay,
on. I was not only a conservative for like 25
cool. Good
years,
for
but
you.
I was also a conservative influencer on the side. So I have been
Yeah.
heavily involved with these communities. So I can for 100% fact say that there is a large population of these conservative MAGA people that are actually socially moderate. Like they would fight for gay rights if it came to it. There's a large portion of these people who I would call them socially moderate, and we have a chance of winning them over. But I think that they think our messaging is crap, and I think that they think associating with our party is it's not accepting to them, and as a result, they don't want to be over here.
No, fair enough. But I'm just saying, like, I just because I'm not right leaning, I'm from Iowa. I'm from a
Hmm.
conservative area. My parents are farmers. I'm not an idiot. I live in California, but I grew up in the Midwest as a middle class farming family. So all the things that are happening are deeply hurting my parents, who are in their 70s, by the way.
Hmm.
And it's I don't get why Republicans are so diehard right now. Good for you. You think you're going to be part of the elite group. You're not. You and your two teeth can go fuck right off. You're
So,
not part
yeah,
of the elite.
but see,
You're
like,
not part of the elite.
I get that. I just think like the conversations, those
Okay.
type of conversations they're not necessarily helping. So like
Okay. What kind of conversation do you feel that will help?
I think step one, we need to open our tent. Our tent door is extremely small. It's like you have to fit a certain mold to be over here and be accepted. And even if you fit that mold, the minute you have an opinion that might stray, all of a sudden you're getting ostracized. I think that mentality needs to get kicked out so that we can actually accept people over here with differing opinions. For example, like Gavin Newsom is someone who has fought for the left extensively, but he also doesn't believe like trans women should be playing in sports, or he doesn't
Who
believe.
gives? I
But
mean,
hold on.
seriously.
We're gonna engage with these questions. We're not just gonna react. Okay, so
Okay.
what I'm stating is he has a difference of opinion, and that also caused the whole entire internet to explode at him.
Hmm.
And I think that mentality where the left instantly picks up their pitchforks and they start ostracizing people who have fought for
I
this
don't have a
party. I'm
pitchfork.
not saying you, we're generalizing the
Yeah.
left.
Okay.
So just
Okay.
people, the millions of videos that took to the internet calling Gavin Newsom a fraud, even though he has spent I mean, he's about to limit out. You know what I mean? He spent an extensive amount of his time in politics fighting for this side. So for people to even think it's logical to start trying to push Gavin Newsom out of the party because of a difference of opinion,
Hmm.
I think that's crazy.
No, agreed. No, and not all of us in Cal, because I live in California. Not all of us are happy about everything that Newsom does. But at the end of the day, we're not getting effed over like a lot of different parts of the country. We have a surplus of money. We are fine. When shit hits the fan, I mean, I've been crying over Texas days
I
over
live here.
days. And I've been seeing what's happening in Texas and I cry. It's so devastating. And I know they're not getting the help. And I've lived in parts of California that also had devastation, landslides, and all the things. And shit was unreal and people died. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't know anymore with the moderates, because this is a moderate conversation, the moderates and the right. How are you feeling comfortable with is actually happening in our country? Because it is.
But it's not feeling comfortable. So that, and I guess, are you asking them if they feel comfortable or me if I feel comfortable?
They just no, they're just sitting here like, oh well, we're every Trump produced, Trump is doing Trump, and they think it's so great. Go fuck yourself. Like literally, we're dying.
But I mean, it's just not like approaching those conversations in that type of way. I just don't think are productive. So like if I go to them,
Oh, they're not productive.
My goal, yeah, if I go to them and I'm like, you're unaliving half of this nation and we hate you for that, right? So that kind of mentality or that kind of conversation, they're just going to be like, oh my god, you guys are crazy. Or if you show them the facts, like there's a lot of people in like West Virginia who are hard, staunch Republicans who have lost free black lung screening. These are screenings that they have had for free since Richard Nixon.
Are you okay with that? That they've lost those
hold on. Donald Trump has defunded that program. They no longer get those free screenings. So if I were to try to sell as to why Donald Trump does not care about them in West Virginia, and I was talking to some coal miners, I wouldn't just say, Donald Trump bad, Donald Trump murks everybody, Donald Trump causes unaliving, Donald Trump supports genocide. That would never be my message. I would straight up be like, hey buddy, you're highly susceptible to black lung, and your black lung screenings are no longer free under Donald Trump, and I think that is solid evidence that he does not care about the working class or blue collar folks. And like we have to shift our messaging when talking to these people in a way that pertains exactly to them, because it's almost like people don't regret their vote until it hits home. So we have to figure out what hits them home.
I mean, I know where I want them to regret their vote, but it's like, great, you have a very good messaging to have people regret their vote, but I don't want people to regret their vote. I want people to look forward and understand the next election, the next whatever, like the midterms, whatever they're dealing with, we're doing something different. I don't want to dwell on the screwed up fact that they did a screwed up thing and everyone's suffering.
When I say regret their vote, I'm talking about, oh, this was a bad vote because it affects me, so I'm going to vote differently in the next term because this obviously was counterproductive to what I thought it was going to be. So I thought I was going to vote for Donald Trump because he cared about workers' rights, because he cared about the blue collar class. Obviously he does not. He wants to tear apart unions. It's like getting the actual facts that these people care about to the front so that they can examine them instead of like constantly trying to fight a culture war. So that's like my biggest issue is we keep trying to fight for our side to a bunch of blue collar rednecks, and culture war is who we've put in the front lines. And it's just,
did you just really call blue collar rednecks? Come on, Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm a blue collar redneck. Okay. Yes, 100%. Right. These are I've cattle farmed my whole life. I've broken horses my whole life.
I mean, I grew up breeding cattle in high school. I work a white collar job now, but I get it. I grew up with it and it's important.
Really quickly, hey, D and J, do you disagree with anything on this prompt?
I just wanted to ask, because you had said earlier that you kind of felt that like the left tends to ostracize the right. But I wanted to ask, like, would you say that it's fair to say that I think both the left and the right ostracize each other?
Yeah, but I don't care about what the right does because the right is the one who holds the power. So when I say like the left ostracizes the right, the reason why I'm so focused on that and not the right ostracizing the left is because I would hope that they ostracize us. I would hope that none of us feel welcomed enough to go over there because they're not the ones that I want to hold the power. I want us to hold the power. So I don't think we have the ball in our court to allow for our tent door to be so small simply because they're the ones who hold the presidency.
I see. I feel like people are so politically divided these days. Yes. And I think it would be fair to say that like I think both sides kind of vote more on like emotional like reaction rather than like rationale.
I say I'd argue that conservatives vote more emotionally and the left votes more factually based.
Yeah, I just like I feel like if people were able to vote more on policies and
Hmm.
not like strictly left or strictly right, I think there would be more harmony between people. But I have been listening to what you've been saying with 211 here, and I do know people that are right leaning. Many of them did vote for Trump the first term, and after the first term didn't go so well, they strayed away from it. And I think there's like a definite distinction between like MAGA and like actual Republicans.
Yes, I agree. Hey guys, make sure to like the live. Let's get this thing to 5,000 and keep sharing it out. The more that you interact with it, the more people I can debate. Really quickly, I don't know how to say your name. I don't want to. I don't want to massacre it.
Oh, you're good. My name's Nady.
Nady, do you have a? Do you disagree with anything here?
Um,
I'm
it,
gonna start cycling you guys out
it's
really quick. D or
it's
two one
yeah.
one. Thank you for having you up. You're
No
awesome.
good. All right. Have a good one.
You too. And then D and J. Do you have anything other you want to disagree with before Um, I don't want to say drop you. That sounds like ostracizing. But
No, no. Thanks for having me up.
awesome. I'm gonna follow you. You seem cool. You kind of seem based. So okay. Say
Nady.
your name again. I want to. How?
Nady.
Nady. Okay.
One. I just wanted to quickly. I like your name. My grandmother had it, so
Oh, thank
it's
you.
a really
Thank
nice
you.
name. Anywho, but so I was listening to your conversation with who was it? 211, I think was the
Hmm.
first person up on the yeah. And when you referred to yourself like as a blue collar redneck, so like I'm blue collar. I work for a transit agency, and what's it called? And I have a lot of coworkers here that are on the Republican side. They're on the MAGA side, and I
Hmm.
kind of agree with what you're saying. Of like we kind of as like I want to talk about like my personal experience with kind of referring to myself like to the left because I was
Hmm.
very nervous and apprehensive to like even tell people that I was like more left leaning or that I agreed with a lot of the policies on the left.
Hmm.
And I think that you're right in a sense of like if we're talking about like we're kind of like what is it ostracizing or like demonizing like a certain person, like I don't agree with that kind of like all or nothing thinking where it's like, oh well, if you didn't vote at all then your vote was casted to Trump, or if like if you didn't vote for like if you didn't vote for Kamala then and you voted for Trump then like you're just as bad as like all this other stuff. I think that
Hmm.
like kind of separates us and like makes our tent more narrow, like you said. I think if you don't fit like this mold, then like you're kind of like you're scrutinized. You're like, oh, well, you're not like us. And that's not really the case because when I try to talk to some of my coworkers here who are very like diehard MAGA and stuff like that, they sit there and they're like, oh, well, if you guys would do this, this, and this, then maybe we would kind of see eye to eye. But if you level the playing field and you're like, okay, well, what's something that affects you that would be important for you to know? Like how you were saying, like in, what is it, Virginia,
Yeah.
that they don't get the screenings anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry. That they don't get the screenings anymore.
Hmm.
If you kind of like express it to them like that, like their own concerns, where a lot of people have concerns about like lots of things, like their children, the education of their children, like the future of their children, and things like that. Like a lot of my coworkers here are very family oriented. So when you start discussing things like that, or maybe even like how
Yes.
transportation's being offended, like the cuts and stuff
Yes.
to transportation, like that's where you're gonna find your level ground.
Exactly.
So
It's about the thing is we're coming up to these people and we're trying to fight them. They've won the culture war. Okay, so these people we're never going to win them by arguing the opposing side of the culture war that they have perpetuated. We're going to win by showing them that they have no policy to stand on, and the only policy that they do have harms them. But thank you. You sound
yeah,
like based as hell, so I'm gonna give you a follow too. And then I'm
oh
gonna
yeah,
pull. I'm gonna find an op who wants to argue with me.
yeah, you're good, you're good.
Awesome. You're the best. Stay based.
Yes, that makes
If you were an op and you think that I'm the worst thing on the planet, I would just love to talk to you. I really would. Your policy is men and women's sports. I hate that you guys think that, but I can't blame you guys for thinking that because your guys' propaganda machines over there, like Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, has sold you guys that, and we haven't helped to not perpetuate it. So, I mean, yeah, there's an issue here that we gotta fix. I agree with you that we gotta do a better job at relaying our policy. It's not propaganda, nor do I watch Fox News, bro. Okay, well, it's been kind of propagandized. Okay, it's blown out of the water a little bit. I agree that we have an issue. We have an ongoing issue here, but I think that how it's been presented is, if you don't like America, then you can get out. That's an American flag back there, hunty. America is. I love America with all my heart. If you are an op, if you disagree with any of the prompt, go ahead and request up and we can talk about it. But you got to disagree. You got to be an op. We know you're still a conservative. You look fun. Do you want to come talk about that? Oh, no. How do I get you? Let me snatch you up. How the hell do I... that's the button. Oh, that's how I send invitations. Hi, Anstan. I've been trying to figure out how to send invitations this whole entire time. Now when you make a content calling me a conservative, I'm going to swoop you. Now, my thought for sure, it would be easily recognizable troll typing. Oh, were you not an op? I don't think you're a conservative. Sorry, I guess. People like to purity test? Yeah, they do. What made you switch sides? The mass amount of disinformation on the right and how much it proliferated in those spaces, and then figuring out that ain't no way that I'm going to associate with that. You are a conservative, Mercedes. You were seen with the older millennial. I guess that means that every single... Thank you so much for that. That is kind of cool. I think that means... Does that mean to you that when Kamala gets on stage and debates Donald Trump, that she was seen with Donald Trump and she's a conservative? Or like Obama sitting next to Donald Trump in a funeral, they're kind of like smiling and laughing with each other. Does that make Obama a conservative? Do you see how your logic could be tracked back to just absolutely blow you out the water? How long ago did you switch sides? It would have been like August of last year. You were celebrating the fact that you were with him. Celebrating is doing heavy lifting in there. When I introduce someone because I'm excited for them to debate, and then the rest of the video is me explaining about how he's weak and didn't debate, I think you are just an emotional person, and I think you need to take something for that. The right purity tests? I do not think so. Nope, I don't think so. I think the left purity tests and tries to cancel each other out of existence. The right argues about things, but they continue to work together. That is the exact same reason we saw Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA at this past event that they had in Florida on stage with Charlie Kirk, even though Tucker Carlson took the position that we should not have bombed Iran. So the right doesn't purity test. They always fall in line. Exactly. They all end up falling in line. What are you leftoids crashing out about today? I'm trying to get them to crash out on me. So if you can get the leftoids to crash out on me, that would be cool. Leftoids and what I call them. I'm trying to come up with some witty names for some of these crash outs. These people who crash out. If you are an op, if you disagree, thank you, mister. Thank you so much. People don't believe you even when you're trying to change. Yeah, I know. The leftists don't vote for Democratic candidates. The right would never vote for their candidate. The right would never not vote for the candidate. Yes. Why do you want people to crash out on you? Because I'm trying to fix a culture problem over here that we genuinely have. The problem with these people who are perpetuating this culture is they never want to talk about it. So they want to go on you in your comment sections and be like, I hope you unalive. And then they never want to talk about that. So like if you go look at my comment sections on a couple of my past videos, they were just like crashing out hard in the comment sections. And then they make up like this 100-something people in here and they stay in the shadows and they don't talk about it. And it just really goes to show how much they are weak. Just weak people. The right can admit when Republican politicians are horrible. I don't know about that. They can't, I mean, they're doing a better job with Donald Trump over the Epstein stuff, but I can't believe it took the Epstein stuff for them to realize that he's a liar. Lied over 30,000 times while in his first time in office. Let's go ahead and get this live to 10,000. You denied Biden's decline? No, I never denied Biden's decline. That's absolutely psychotic. Biden was on major decline and shouldn't even attempted to run the second time. Let's get this live to 10,000. Keep liking it out. Keep sharing it. Sharing it really helps. Sharing it really helps. If you disagree with me on any front, please come up. I have no one in the request box. You guys got a lot to say. If you disagree with literally anything. Yeah, I'm debating. He shouldn't have run the first time. I'm glad he ran the first time because he took it from Trump. I'm just not glad that he tried to run the second time. Do you agree with Biden's Title IX change? What is Biden's Title IX change? I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't. I want to give 100% informed opinion. President Biden administration aimed to reverse Title IX regulations to expand protections against sex-based discrimination in educational settings, including based on sexual orientation, gender. Proposed changes were expanding the definition of sex discrimination based on gender, blah blah. Broadening the definition of harassment in schools. I mean, it looks like he made some solid changes in this. I'm not seeing the negative. If you do, is there a negative effect of the changes to Title IX that he made that you do not like? We can talk about that. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Do you disagree with anything?
Well, the Title IX, I'm the one who brought it up.
Okay. What is it?
So, women have been oppressed since the beginning of time by man, correct?
I'm just going to tell you right now. Are you going down the trans women in sports thing?
No, I'm going about sex-based protections that women fought for, and the reason why.
Well, I'm just
Title IX
gonna. The reason I'm just asking really quick. Are you just going down like the trans and women's sports thing, like trans women in women's sports league?
I'm not going to mention the word sports.
Does your issue pertain to like sports?
No.
What?
So, in New Jersey, we allowed biological men to be in women's prisons and domestic violence shelters. Is that acceptable to you?
You and I are going to agree here. We're not going to disagree.
Good.
Yeah.
So can men be women?
I have no problem with someone identifying as a woman, but
Sure.
you and I are going to have an agreement when it comes like I take the stance that I think that there are some positions where I like take a Gavin Newsom stance where it comes to I don't think
Gavin Newsom wouldn't answer if it was wrong to transition kids at the age of 8. So
no, he did. He did on a podcast.
No.
Yes,
Two different conversations. Two different conversations you're referencing.
The past conversation that he had two recent podcasts that were in the past like 2 months. I think the most recent one he did was he doesn't believe that the trans women in a biological women sports thing was fair. We both take the same position on that. And then when we talk about I take the position of 18 and up for when it comes to like medical transitioning.
Okay, and what about what happened in Colorado with sex-based protections, keeping, children separated from each other in sports camps?
You're gonna have to explain.
So in Colorado, they put forth legislation that said that boys and girls in sports camps and summer camps had to be able to bathe, change, and sleep in the same areas.
I'd have to look
So
into
religious groups.
I'd have to
well, let
look
me
in-
finish.
Hold-
Let me
hold
finish,
on.
and you can look it up.
Wait, but we're probably the thing is I'm looking for ops, and I think we're gonna end up agreeing on this. So like,
Well, I don't think so because I don't believe that. I don't believe
you've
truly...
never met a base liberal before, have you?
No, I love liberals. Liberals are my favorite, and most liberals vote for Trump. The classic blue dog Democrat liberal don't really exist anymore these days. So I love a classical liberal.
Do you know the name of the policy that you're talking about, where you say that boys and girls can shower together in Colorado?
Just look up Colorado children's camps, and you'll see that they had to walk it back.
But that is like.
Look it up. You'll see there's hundreds of pages on it. Trust me, you'll find it.
Colorado Camp, Colorado Lions Camp, Chelsea Camp, Roundup River Camp. What you asked me to look up brings up nothing that you're talking about. That's why I'm asking
Colorado
you
children's camps.
Look up. It is exactly what's in my browser right now.
I'm surprised that you talk about these things and you haven't known much about anything. You had to Google Title IX. You're having to Google what's going on in Colorado. Religious exemptions were put into place for the Colorado camps, and they denied them at the government level.
Okay, hold on, buddy. We're gonna. just don't interrupt me for a second. You and I are going to agree on a lot of this stuff. So if you're coming up here to force a debate that's not going to happen, it's just not going to happen. So if I take the position of like, hey, no, I do not agree that young boys or young girls should do that, now I'd have to look into the policy, because Republicans love to do this thing where they come up here and say something is happening because they saw it on a 4chan post or something, and then it wasn't actually what's happening. So I can't sit here and say like, oh, I disagree with this policy, since I've never read into the policy. But on the basis of like morality, no, I do not agree that young boys and young girls should be. They shouldn't, like in school in general. I don't think that they should be showering together. So we're gonna take. Hold on. Okay. So we're gonna take the same position there. So you're not gonna be able to force a debate out of.
I'm not trying to force a debate. I don't know where you lie politically. Do you believe that progressives or leftists are subverting children? Do I need to define subverting?
No, I'm just trying to answer this without like, in a way that I think is.
Is there a push for adults to subvert the minds of youth whose frontal lobes have not developed and push ideology into their mindset from kindergarten to at least the 8th grade in our public school systems?
Give me an example of that happening, and I'll tell you if I agree or disagree with it.
I've never had to give so much information for someone.
Give me an example. You come up here and make the boldest claims. You make these wild claims. You're like, oh my God, you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I asked you to give me the policy in which we're referring to what you brought up about children bathing together in Colorado, and you told me to look up Colorado Children's Camp. And I do that. I did exactly what you said that you know what you're doing, and it brought up like literal camps that you could book for your child to go to. So I'm just asking you.
So are you telling me that they don't? If you say that, if what I'm saying about Colorado wasn't a big news story?
Hold on. If you say that you believe the Democrats
you're saying it wasn't a big news story?
On your side, probably. It's probably.
What do you mean my side?
Have you ever?
Like free
so
speech,
do you believe?
Do you like the protection of children?
Do you believe political bias?
Do you protect children or not?
Oh my God, you're slow, man. I'm gonna have to drop you if you don't. Right. If you don't.
You
stop
can drop
interrupting.
me. You can't keep up with me.
Do you believe that the right-wing media reports things specifically to the right wing, and the left does not see or look or listen to this? And do you believe the vice versa? Do you think that the left reports on things that typically pertain to put the right in a bad light? Like the right always talks about how NBC or like these news media outlets on the left are not reporting things that the right are reporting. So when you say this is a huge news story, but you consume right-wing media, do you genuinely believe that the left was reporting on this?
All right, so you're monologuing. I do not.
Do you believe
agree.
it? Yes or no?
I believe that CNN,
yes or no?
MSNBC, and Fox News are all the same.
But
what
do you
I'm
believe
talking
that?
about
Do you believe that CNN or NBC?
Municipality level.
Do you believe that? Do you believe? Do you believe? I asked you a question and you refused to answer it. Do you believe that NBC, you said that everyone should know about the Colorado kids camps. In the chat, do you know about the Colorado kids camps that this guy is talking about? Have you heard about the Colorado kids camps? Yes or no? Liz says yes. Mr. says yes.
Nobody knows about it but you. It was a national news story.
No. Do you look at, are you seeing the chat?
A chat of people that follow a girl with neck tattoos.
Exactly. A chat of people who are on the left who are not going to see what you call a national story when that national story is only being presented by right-wing media outlets.
It wasn't it wasn't just right-wing media outlets. It was on Vox. Because people.
Did you just say it was on Fox?
Vox,
okay,
V-O-X,
you're done. He literally just said it was on. Not on right-wing media outlets. It was national news, and then just said it on Fox as if like liberals are too stupid to go and watch Fox News. What do you want, buddy? On Vox? Okay, is Vox left or is it right? An entertainment station. Vox is an entertainment station? Camp Idrahage. We're going to see this camp that he's talking about. Vox is a right wing. Is Vox left or right leaning? Let's see this. It is a right-leaning news media outlet. Exactly what I'm talking about. Regardless, it is still right-wing. It literally says Vox is generally considered to be a far right or radical right. Vox Media, the news organization, is described as being a center right to right-leaning, even sometimes considered far right or radical right news media outlet. But regardless, you can't sit here and expect me to know that your Colorado kids camp story, that it doesn't even matter if it's not I just, like, when we agree on something, my biggest frustration about conservatives is even if you agree on something with them, they're so sold out on a culture war that they will continue to get upset about it, even when you're like, I do not think that little boys and girls should shower together. And they're just like, holy shit, you think they should. I don't understand that. But if you disagree with the prompt, come on up. Go ahead and request up. Let's get this to 10,000 people, and then go ahead and share it out, because that really, really helps. Vox is 100% left. Hey, so if you're saying Vox is left, but the internet says that it's right, do you think Fox News is right as well? Or do you think Fox News is left? It's Ezra Klein's website. Okay. Let's see here. John, I know you're cool, but I think we agree on a lot too. AP, I think you're the person. I don't know if you're the person that I just kicked. And then Kelly Mack. If you are a liberal in the comment section and you want to talk about the prompt, go ahead and request up. But if you want to talk about, like, culture war children stuff, we're probably going to agree on a lot. So it's like, for example, I mean, there was a video that was blowing up of these lesbians who walked into a library. They're like, what the fuck is this book? And it's called Bye Bye Binary. We're going to agree on a lot there. AP said, let me up. What do you want to talk about? What do you think about Blackwater running deportations in overseas prison? I'm literally in the box. Are you left? Kelly Mack, are you left or are you right? Giving big current conservative vibes? Okay, that's okay though. I said, are you, okay, left. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Do I only talk to left? Yes, actually, what I want to do is I want to fix a culture problem that I think is happening over on the left.
Hi.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Mercedes, I go back and forth with you, man. I really do.
The way you said my name.
I go back and forth with you, man. Like, I loved your videos. Like, I've loved your content. Like, I followed you, I've unfollowed you, I've followed you back, I've unfollowed you again. I go back and forth with you because, like, we have a lot in common. Like, we both are lesbians. We both, like, had issues with substances and, like, didn't really care about politics for a while. And now we're kind of on, very much immersed in it. I don't make content like you do. I don't really go up into lives too often. I have my own business. I got shit to do. I go to, protests and stuff, and I do speak out. But some of this stuff, like, lately, you, like, went from being super cool to me to, like, I just don't, you're kind of different now. And I think it's, like, the people, like, the fucking people you put on your platforms, man. It's just rough. It's rough.
I'd argue that I'm the same person, but I was not so I've always been this person. Like, I approach conservatives the way I always have. But my biggest thing is I've never presented that because I knew that I was going to get eaten alive by the left. And then after watching the Unfuck America Tour first installment blew up because of the exact same thing I was scared of when it came to the left, that's when I decided to let the cannon out. And I said, oh, we're gonna go full send. So
yeah, I followed all that. Like the whole first round of the tour kind of was a mess a little bit. A lot of people tried to cancel all the creators on it, and like I don't really give a crap about canceling.
but we
That's not
should. But so we should. Have you ever seen that graph? It's not even a graph. Like this, the image floating around. It's like a bunch of like red bubbles, and then it's like these little blue bubbles. And it's like there's like a picture. It's a media graph that shows. It basically, the point of it is showing that conservatives run 87% of independent media. So my biggest problem with cancel culture is the fact that, for example, Andra was a creator who was canceled on the platform, and it took her like a little over a month before she started making content again. There was content creators who like from that tour who either still haven't come back or they took a lot of time off. When we continue to cancel each other, the 87% grows and whatever percent that we have shrinks. So when we want to get our message out there, but we keep taking down the people, we keep taking down the messengers, I find that to be like one of our biggest issues, one of our biggest threats to our party.
I hear you on that, and that's what I was kind of saying is like I didn't like unfollow Dean and Parker. I didn't unfollow Johnny. I didn't unfollow those people because I do think that they're fighting for our side, and that's kind of where I'm at with you. Like you're fighting for our side, but you're also like platforming people and befriending people like tomfoolery who has like some really awful views, and that to me I just don't understand how you can
what do you think tomfoolery's bad view is?
He's a racist. He was literally doing the Heil Hitler salute on his one of his
but again, and like, this is where I like to this is where the debate gets really fun. So for example, if he is on a stream making fun of conservatives and he's doing that, right? Which it's the funniest part about that is when the initial Elon Musk took to the stage and he did that. I saw a bunch of liberal content creators making fun of conservatives and returning that salute in a way to make fun of them. And no one had a problem with it. Now, if you did
listening to the Kanye song and
because he's making fun of it
and doing a Heil Hitler salute, is that making fun? That's
yes,
just like,
the whole that stream the whole entire stream he did in relations to that was making fun of groypers and making fun of Kanye West. So especially in the YouTube space, they apply a lot of sarcasm, but he is more critical to the right than I am. I mean, like, I would argue that guy is more left than me.
So what you're saying is he's actually on the left and he does those things to make fun of MAGA. That's like the claim.
Yeah, tomfoolery is more left than I am. He is so left. This is like a really leftist belief, and I take a very conservative stance on this, and I'll explain it to you. So I have heard a lot of people on the far left say things like, I'm gonna call them PDs, okay? Do we know what we're talking about?
Yes,
PDs?
yes.
Okay. I heard a lot of people on the left use this point where they say PD is a mental illness, and as a result, it is a mental illness that we should give them therapy for. We should try to take measures in order to make sure that they don't harm people, that we should open up more of these conversations to these PDs, that it's something that they can't help. Okay. This is a stance that I have heard all over on the left, that they can't help it. And we have to figure out a way how to help them help themselves. That is a very, like, the amount of screen recordings I have of leftist content creators on these platforms with those talking points. I take a conservative stance where I'm like, let's pull out the wood chipper, okay? And like,
I mean, I've never heard anyone on the left say that, and I definitely
I can send you some clips.
Disgusting. Like, yeah. I think yes, the wood chipper for sure.
but even so, like.
But I'm also very far left. So.
Yes. And I've heard the stance taken by a lot of left-wing creators, and I'll send you a couple of these clips because when I was a conservative, I would purposely go into these people's lives and wait for that talking point, and I'd blast them out for this because I thought that was absolutely absurd. But this is what I say when I say that tomfoolery. The point that I'm trying to make is tomfoolery. He's more left in that position than I am. So with him, like my issue, I don't have a problem with tomfoolery when we say that, oh, he's racist or that he's on the right or he's this or that.
But wasn't he also like promoting child porn?
No. So, and this is what I'm talking about. So his position, which is it's not uncommon for there to be people on the left who take this position. He was not promoting child porn. He said if there are people who are above the age of 18 who participated in some type of porn that related or was more appealing to people who were PDs in order to get them to never mess with a children ever, that's what he was advocating for, which is a leftist position, one that I will never take.
Yeah. All right, let's
but you if you look at the context, if you watch the live, I mean it's not even just like, oh yeah, no, the guy that's 100% the position he took. You can watch his debate on that.
I am not going to like agree with you that he's a good. I don't like him.
You don't have to like him.
Just move on from him. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like scream at you because of whatever. You can do whatever you want. You're your own person. But then like
get this live to 10,000, guys. Get this live to 10,000 likes and keep sharing it out so that we can get more people to debate. So sorry, keep going.
Some of the other people too, like that Kyla chick that uses the R.
I love Kyla.
Yeah, I know.
God, I love Kyla. But so these are people who have like organized, who have like spent time trying to build electoral power, and this is what I'm talking about. Like I'd argue Kyla does more for promoting left-wing ideologies than anyone in the comment sections who bitches and moans and never creates a single piece of content or never does anything to push left-wing ideologies. So like I think it's insane to go and be like, hey Kyla, I know that you like fight really hard for this side, but you said that you say this word and I don't like it. And I think that
is my stance. Like, I'm fine that she fights on our side. Like, cool, great. I'm glad that you're doing those things. I'm glad that you're involved. Like, kudos to you for that. But I wouldn't surround myself with somebody who speaks like that. I think it's gross. I have a sister that has cerebral palsy, and that word is so gross to me. And I don't care if she has a TBI. My wife has a TBI. She doesn't use that word. Like,
yeah, I mean, so
I think it's gross, and I think if you don't call it out, like, hey man, that's not a cool word to say. Like,
I don't care that she says it.
Like, you don't have to not be friends with the person or whatever, but like, I think it's okay.
She's never gonna not say it because she's
friends out for saying awful shit.
I don't care that she says it. So I don't care that Kyla says that word, and I also understand that the way that she talks, she's framing the way that she speaks specifically to appeal to the right, which the right oftentimes uses that word, and she does it in order. Like a lot of the people that follow her is like 20-year-old young men who are on the verge of maybe becoming left, or maybe that they're insecure with the right-wing beliefs, or maybe they have right-wing beliefs, but the way that she talks to them is to get them, sorry, it said connection timed out and I didn't know what that was real quick, is to get them to see her position and stuff. So that's essentially code switching, if you will, to get these people to recognize her as someone that they can actually talk to, that isn't going to freak out on them or cause them to walk on eggshells. But
yeah, I guess I understand that, but like, I don't know. I guess because I am so left, I think my view is like, if you sit at a table with Yahtzees, you're also a Yahtzee.
But to call her a Yahtzee is insane.
I'm not saying specifically her. I was just saying in general, like y'all's whole approach, like I guess like the unfuck tour people's approach is to, make sandwiches and go fishing with these people. Whereas like in my mind, I'm like, I don't want proximity to those people at all, because I just...
So how do you talk to them and how do you change their mind? So if you don't want proximity to them, if you won't talk to them...
I honestly think we should shame them. We should shame them for being so gross.
Have you ever read a psychology book?
I mean, yeah, I went to college, but like...
I'm not asking, but I mean, like, have you ever read a psychology book when we talk? Like, if I have a bunch of books that I could pull off the shelf right now that is like, how do we talk to people? How do we get to do things that they don't want to do? Like, how do we, you could even, I mean, God forbid, you can pull up like how to make friends or whatever and win over people, influence people. we do not get people to see our side. We don't get them to humanize our positions. We don't get them to listen to anything we have to say by shaming them. Especially humans are innately tribalistic, and I think a lot of that has to do from our evolution. So if they already have a party that they can go to that doesn't shame them, and I shame them, it is only going to reaffirm their position within their party. You don't get them to leave and vote over here to save human rights by furthering them apart or furthering them away from us and deeper into their party. So that's like, I think so many of the left, they're running off of emotion because they're hurt and traumatized by these people, which is 100% understandable, but they're letting those emotions thwart like psychologically sound tactics that have been studied. And I don't know why we would do that, because like when a lot of the left will be like, we'll go after the non-voters, but historically the non-voters oftentimes continue not to vote, whereas like the people who do vote continue to vote. That's why people go really hard. They spend people who campaign the presidential campaigns spend 7 times as much of money in the swing states than they do anywhere else, and it is solely because they know that moderates win the ticket. People who typically vote, whether they're voting left or sometimes they swing right, those are the people that they spend so much money on because they're the most valuable voters, because they determine elections. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, I think that the left does the same thing. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Gavin's going to be the front runner for our side, and he's super, in the center, and and that's fine. And I'm good to vote for him because we want to win. We want to get this MAGA crap out. And I understand that that's your approach, but you have to also understand that some people just really stand on their morals and values and just can't talk to those people. I don't even talk to my own father. He's MAGA. We had a great relationship. I always looked up to him, and now he's MAGA, and I'm a lesbian, and that just doesn't vibe with my life. And, I don't even talk to my own dad over this shit. And it's because I don't want to be around a racist or a homophobic dude. That's just not safe to me.
And so does your dad do things that are racist, or are you saying that he's racist because he voted for MAGA?
He's always been pretty racist, but he also used to vote on the left. He voted for Obama.
What is the most racist thing your dad has done?
So he's raising my sister's kids right now and basically teaching them to be super homophobic and transphobic. And my nephew, who I've always had a good relationship.
Wait, no, hold on. Well, I'll address that point really quick. But when you say that your dad is racist, what does your dad do that is racist?
Just the things that he says about black people is not good. He says racist things that I won't repeat. I guess I feel like you can.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the best way to change people, my mindset is, what do I want from, what do you want from your dad? Do you want your dad to drop those behaviors?
Yeah, I want my dad to be the guy that I always thought he was. I don't know.
Do you think that shaming or cutting off all contact or things like that? And I understand that some people take that position, and I'm not saying that you have to do it my way, but I try to let maybe even people in the audience try to let people know that you should never expect someone to change if you're not willing to walk them down the path of change or have patience for maybe them changing. And oftentimes people expect it to be 1 conversation, 2 conversations, a couple months of conversations. Lots of times it could take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to get a parent to understand that the position they've taken is whack. So, and maybe they won't ever change, but I just don't think ostracizing ourselves out of the conversation is the most productive thing that we can do. For example, my stepdad, who's basically my dad, he doesn't even know that I'm gay. You know what I mean? He has no idea. But we are together all the time. He just thinks I'm a full-blown celibate or something.
I don't know. I think he's just very bullheaded, and so am I. And I think that we're just never going to have a calm conversation about it. And that's unfortunate. And I do think that if he passes away before I actually speak to him again, that I probably will regret that. Yeah. But also, I don't know how to speak to him because he's so set in his ways and his views, and so am I. And I just would rather not be upset over it all the time and just kind of move on from it.
Do you think you can find common ground and enjoy your father without talking about those things or like bringing those up? So like, for example, I have a mom that's like really QAnon and she believes some like really, really crazy stuff. And we get together and we eat some dinner and like whatever. She's taken ivermectin. I mean, like really crazy. But we just get together. We just don't have those conversations because at the end of the day, I know that she loves me and I love the person she used to be. I don't want her dying alone. I think that it's just one of those things that I'm always willing to put that, I'm going to put it aside and I'm going to carry my relationship forward with her in order to make sure that I don't regret, a no contact. Because I did go no contact with her. And as of recently, I've been realizing that's not productive for me. For me, I'm not saying for you though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I feel like in this situation, I need to stand on business and my values, and I just don't sit at tables with people like that. But that's just my approach, and
yeah, and that's okay if people take that approach.
A different one, and I think that's why I struggle with you sometimes because I do think you're cool. I do like a lot of your content. If you can look on my page, I've reshared some of your videos, like.
You're a sweetheart.
But I also like get pissed at you sometimes when I see you like in a hot tub with this girl that's saying the R slur over and over again. Like I'm just like, why is she hanging out with these people? And it gets me like so upset. And then I'm like back to, well, fuck that girl.
I hang out with these people because I know these are the only people that I know in the left wing spaces that you can make a mistake and not get dropped. You can make a mistake and not get lambasted. You can make a mistake and not get doxxed. These are the only people on the left that I have met that genuinely hold space for mistakes instead of pretending like they hold space for mistakes. And they also don't like demand accountability over stupid stuff. Like people have tried to demand I take accountability for stubbing my toe and saying son of a bitch because they claim saying the B word is misogynistic. And I'm just like,
yeah, I know. And I think that because you come from the right, that like, there's still like maybe some deconstructing that, but maybe you don't want to do it.
Yeah,
but
that part. I'm settled
fine.
where I'm at. Cause I like
fine,
I want to maintain a transitionary period. So like, I will never go full send on the SJW, like on the left. I'll never go to that position because it turns off any conservative that would ever want to talk to me.
I think the last point that I want to bring up to you is like, I think it's weird that you're like trying to bait people on your side. Like, I don't think it's fair that you're always getting yelled at. Like, I get what people's frustrations, because I have the same frustration. And I have made comments like in your lives before. I've been hype and pissed off. But like, I've never come up and like just to scream at you or whatever. I think that's not really productive. But like, I feel like just by having this prompt up, like in soy level ultra beat, like what is that?
So see, and that's where
like
that is
trying to fight with your
and
side.
that is where the hypocrisy.
We're bad for fighting with you.
I'd agree that's where the hypocrisy comes out full swing. It is I can criticize you because you're on the left, we're on the left, so we get to criticize people. But the minute Mercedes takes the same exact position I've taken, and then also goes on and criticizes the left, then it's not okay because it takes the opposing stance. So I think it is wild, and I love when this is brought up because it's these people. You can expect if I am on this side and I am hearing from conservatives, and I have been on the conservative side, and I am hearing that they don't want to even begin to listen to our message because they think that we're absolutely crazy in the aspect of if you disagree with one point, all of a sudden you're getting doxxed. And then I've experienced that. I can't even tell them that they're lying because yes, I got doxxed for saying that, hey, we should continue the Unfuck America tour. I had a difference of opinion, and it caused my side to freak out and dox me and send me the most egregious hate messages. I got told to do some really bad things in my comment sections or in my inboxes and DMs, and then to sit there and like push someone to that point of I am trying to fix an issue that the conservatives very visibly see, that some of these liberals very visibly see. This is a fair criticism that I believe that I have of the left, and this is me doing the exact same thing people like you do when you come into my comment section and criticize me. I am now criticizing my side as well. But it is only okay when one person does it and not the other, and I think that's hypocritical.
Well, I don't agree with the other side doing it. Like I watched a live
But
where
you've
you
done
were
it.
talking to Allie, and you said something that they called a microaggression that I didn't even know was a microaggression, and I felt bad for you in that moment because you were just like trying to give her a compliment, and you got berated for it.
That's why I do this, because
And so
the right sees that.
Yeah, and I do understand, and like I'm not trying to like come in here and make you feel bad or whatever.
Oh no, this is product. Sometimes I get passionate in my speak, but I think you're cool, and I'm gonna follow you, so that even if you unfollow me and
maybe I'll follow you again. I don't know. It's been like 3
no
times.
Pressure, no pressure. Yeah, no
But
pressure.
yeah. All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you. I do hope that you guys are successful in the tour. I do hope that like fucking Z's not scamming people. I don't know.
So she's not, and that's one of the other things that
it is what it is. I don't know. I don't really care.
But like this is what my biggest frustration with Allison, because Allison and I were like low key friends a little bit, and we talked, and my biggest frustration with her is. Yeah, I mean, I thought she's cool, but then she's continuing down this path of, she'll say like, oh, in the month of May, you guys made this much money, or her or Z's pack made this much money, but the tour didn't even happen in May. And I'm like, what people aren't understanding is Z owns a political operative business where her job is to get hired by candidates in order to canvass for said candidates. That's what she has been doing for quite some time now. That is her entire job. That is the business she has built. I have no problem with someone building a business, especially when their business is based off of political operative behaviors. Like that's what they're doing. And that's what she does. And what Allison is doing is she's taking all of the transactions that have to do with Z's actual business and stating that it is the tour. The tour is a passion project that is funded by Z. Z will throw money at this tour in order to pay for us to do things, but that money is coming from a business that she owns. No one is going to go out and walk for hours and hours canvassing without getting paid. That is the job and business that she's created. So my biggest frustration with people like Allison, when they're saying that Z's a scammer or this or that, Z paid for us to go on this tour, this Tampa tour, paid $39,000 for us to do that, even though the creators only raised $4,000. So, and that's like, that is her forking out her own money from her business to pay for a passion project. So when people say, oh, Z's funneling money or Z's making money off of the tour, yet she forked out $39,000 for us to be there, and the donations only covered $4,000 of that tour, she just lost out on she just lost out on $35,000 that she paid of her own personal money for us to go debate Charlie Kirk. And she is the only liberal political operative and or PAC owner who is doing that. Us as creators did not have to pay for hotels. I did not have to pay for my rental. We didn't have to pay for food. We didn't have to pay for a single goddamn thing because she all took care of it. And there's not a single PAC on the left that is doing that for creators. So that is my problem when people criticize Z, because getting to know her and actually looking at the finances, she spends an abhorrent amount of money that she doesn't have to. She's losing money funding a passion project.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not going to pretend to understand or know how any of that works. Allison's doing her thing, and if it comes back that it's not a thing, I think she'd be actually happy. I don't think she wants it to be like.
I think she does, and I don't think she's open and willing to hear regardless, because like Allison has sent like IRS. Reports in for the IRS to investigate this. This has been quite some time now, and nothing has come back. People have put in reports over reports for this to be investigated, and nothing has come out of it. Z has not been audited because nothing is going wrong, and then they continue with this message regardless of zero audits. So it's very disingenuous.
Like I said, I don't know anything about it, so but I do, hope you guys get a lot of people registered to vote. I hope you guys do, turn some MAGAs over. I just personally that's just not my approach. But good luck. Nice talking to you.
You're awesome.
All right, man. Have a good one.
DDJ, what position do you take?
I really just wanted to ask you a question about your first take on men being bad messaging, because I think I might agree with you in the sense that I think pragmatically you can do more harm than good by like maybe like demonizing men and kind of making men of my generation, me being 22, kind of enabling them to go down these alt right and red pill pipelines and stuff because they feel like they're maybe being demonized by men or something. So I just wanted to more or less get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think that like okay, so like there's valid takes when I think the meaning behind or the sentiment behind these people who say it's all men until it's no men, I think that they have valid intentions, but I don't think the intentions that they have that they want to solve are going to be done by screaming at men that it is all of them that they're all responsible for these things. I think that if we want men to take more personal responsibility with if we look at like the crime rates or if we look at like any statistic that paints men in a bad light, I don't think we fix that by like yelling at them that oh it's all men. So I understand the sentiments behind what they're trying to do. I just think the solution that they're trying to achieve is being diverted by the messaging.
Yeah, I would. I guess I would more or less agree with that. Even though I think they're kind of right in that most men are problematic and
Yeah,
contribute to the type of patriarchal society they have, it seems like it does do more harm than good. And
because they won't even listen. Yep.
it's kind of appalling to me that when I like bring this up to like women, I'm instantly called a misogynist when I'm
Yes.
very much pro feminist. I want to see feminists finally gain equality to men. I want to get rid of most of the traditional norms we have in America in general. I think a lot of the norms we have are fucking stupid. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I agree. And my biggest thing is I want that to be accomplished, but I know that these people won't even come and listen to my messaging if it's like straight up, oh, by the way, it's all men and you guys are all bad. For example, I would rather explain to people even like so many of like these red pill guys, you even say the word patriarchy and they're running in the opposite direction, which is sad. It just happens to
yeah,
be the reality that they've been sold. So in my mind, I think of it like this way. Okay, how am I going to let them understand that the system that they have built up is actually harming them? And that's when I start to go into like the suicide, the unaliving of themselves rates, or I'll go into the fact that a lot of them will complain about like their mental health not being taken care of. They'll complain about the court systems. They'll complain about all
yeah.
these systems that are upheld by the thing that the very system that they've built. So I'll go into it talking to them in that kind of way of like, hey, you guys have really bad unaliving rates, and let's talk about that. If we can get men to care about their emotions a little bit more and get more in
Yeah.
tune with being open to, God forbid I say the word therapy, I think that that would help solve a lot of the issues that they have. But even to get them to go there, I think that like getting to them to go to therapy in the first place would solve so many of the other issues that drive the it's all men sentiments. But to get them to do that, you can't be like, you need to go to therapy because you mistreat women. First, they're just going to run away because they don't believe they are. I would rather be like, you need to go to therapy so that you don't end up as one of the statistics of unalivings. So it's like I'm hiding the message in something that they can get behind,
Yeah.
hoping that the benefit is multifaceted.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that right there too. Like even like going back to societal norms, me as a man, I don't know what it is, but I can never see myself going to therapy, and I know it's fucking stupid.
Me
And
neither. I have some people say I have internalized misogyny because I'm like fuck therapy. So
yeah,
yeah.
but I'm just like I don't feel like I need it. I might need it one day, but I feel like if I ever need it, I'll just go talk to a friend or something. I don't know. And I would agree too that like I think in actuality, this the suppression of all marginalized groups does more harm than good, even to white men. Like
Yeah.
so much talent is constantly suppressed and oppressed. So many voices, so many ideas. There's so much more that can be done with the equality of all groups.
I agree. I agree. And I think it's always about the messaging. We can covertly get these people to do the exact same thing that we want them to do in the sentiments of it's all men by just changing the messaging, and then it's like, oh, see, telling it's like it's the same thing as putting food dye in water and convincing the kid that it's not water, it's juice. I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that. Yeah, thank you. It's definitely insightful to get this perspective from a liberal woman. That's not just calling every man a misogynist that has any type of disagreement.
Yeah, that shit's wild to me. Yeah, that shit is so wild. But thank you. You're awesome, dude. I'm gonna give you a follow because you're based as fuck. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
See.
All right. Oh, Mister. Do
Hey,
you
what's
dis-
up?
do you disagree with anything?
Um, all of it.
Perfect. Perfect. Do you want to
Yeah.
start? Do you want to start? Yeah, we'll start from the bottom point up, or is there like any point specifically
Yeah,
that I've said?
wherever you want to start. Yeah, so can you explain soy like are you saying soy is like woke?
Well, I mean, are
Or
you taking soy literally as in like tofu?
no, no, no. No. So I think when I hear like soy boy, it's like soft boy, like tender. What do you mean?
When I say soy, I wouldn't say it has anything to do with like femininity or masculinity, more as like I could say something and all of a sudden you're crying over it and that has brought out your pitchfork. So I could be like, oh goddamn, that's gay, and all of a sudden, the internet is crying about
Like
that.
quickly triggered.
Yeah, easily triggered. Soy level
Okay.
ultra means easily triggered. That's exactly.
Okay, so in that, I mean, okay, I agree with that a little bit. Um, I think there's sort of an art to criticizing where you don't turn yourself into a toddler and start just screaming everywhere. You have to have a structured response and tell people why what they are doing is either bad, good, or whatever the case may be, and give them some good feedback. But just like freaking out, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Don't do that. Don't go toddler mode.
Based.
Um, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we're on that. I agree. Yeah.
What about purity testing is ruining
No
the
more
left?
toddler. Yeah. So I wanted to get your opinion on not your opinion, your view on what you mean by purity testing. Is that just when you look at like when you take someone and sort of do a background check on them?
No, I'd say purity testing is like when you try to encourage someone else's voice to be taken away, or you like, for example, when you try to force people into submitting into your worldview, and if they don't submit, you deploy certain tactics in order to get them to do so. Those tactics could be like sending your entire hundreds of thousands of followers against these people to shame them and tell them to off themselves. This is doxing people because you're so mad that they haven't taken your position that you want to, I guess, like risk their safety. This is deciding that you're going to continually criticize. You can have a criticism of like someone, and I'd say it's more fair to like politicians. Okay, it's not really harming politicians if we criticize them. So, for example, like Gavin Newsom, he had Charlie Kirk on his podcast. The internet blew up about it. He's not even reading that shit. He doesn't care. So, like, criticizing politicians, I think, is really fair because they're almost at a level of untouchability. But when it comes to media, my biggest fear right now is when I look at the numbers, like 87% of all independent media is owned by the right. It is the reason why they win so hard. It doesn't matter like what your hobby is. If you like to bake bread, you like to cook, you like to work out. All of the followers or content creators you'd be watching are red pilled and they're going to kind of feed you down a pipeline. And that scares me because that is why we've seen a rise of the younger generation who votes right. So my biggest issue is when we have like left wing creators who are in the infancy stages of trying to build up alternative media to eat away at the 87% that the right holds, that we continue to try to run them off the internet for saying something that we disagree with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you
I just
agree
don't
with that?
know. Well, I don't know if any of that had anything to do with what I was thinking about actually. So
You're based. Looks like you might be based.
What, like, why is it called purity testing then? I mean, I guess I'm just confused on that part.
Purity testing is okay. For example, I have spent the past since August fighting for the side extensively, like trying to get out liberal messages, and I could say something along the lines of, I think, okay, pretend I say 18 plus for hormone therapy or things like that, and then all of a sudden, even though I agree on 90% of what my side agrees on, I have a 10% disagreement, and all of a sudden they believe that my voice shouldn't be heard, and it results in like continual attacks. I think there's a way to criticize people without being like, you suck, you're the worst person on the planet, you're MAGA, you're still MAGA. I think that is so not productive.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you just want clean criticism.
Yeah, I think clean criticism is fair. Like I have clean criticisms of say like Destiny, or I have clean criticisms or like of some of the creators in my life, but we love each other and we go have dinner with each other or things like that, you know.
Okay. I think actually, yeah, this reminds me of something one of your previous guests mentioned about not sitting down at a table next to I don't know, MAGA.
Yeah.
And I kind of vibe with that because like people who voted for Trump are they voted for the erasure of trans people and bisexual people from the Stonewall Monument, which is currently undergoing changes right now. They are removing the fact that we exist.
Yeah.
And so currently, I agree, I don't want to sit down and eat dinner with someone who is MAGA.
Yeah.
Because the way that they are living their lives brought them to a point where they felt like it was necessary to vote for someone who was removing the rights of me and a lot of my friends.
Yeah, and that's fair. But my issue with, so when we say like we don't want to say, what is it that we want? So like when okay, the rights are being taken away. What do you think the solution to that is? Do we have cleans?
Well, put them back. I mean,
okay, so how do we put them back?
Get rid of Trump.
Okay, so how do we get rid of Trump?
There are a lot of options, but
I mean, we win elections, but how do we win elections?
Yeah. Well, voting. But so then we have to backtrack into education.
And how do we get people to vote for us? And how do we get educated if we won't even sit at the same table with these people to educate them?
Well, the issue, though, is that education is being defunded.
Well, no, I mean, yes, but like most of these people they're not pursuing educational avenues. When we talk about like academia or like college, these people are getting their education from social media, or they're getting their education from, I mean, most conservatives, I'd argue, get their education from short form video content, which is like, that's like gross to say, but it's true.
I mean, yeah, it is. But that's like, I feel like that's a part of the whole thing.
Yeah, so like, but how do we get them to listen to our message? So algorithms, I think, are highly volatile. They're aggressive. They play into divisiveness really hard in a way that it puts you into an echo chamber, and all you hear is the things that you want to hear. So, for example, the only reason why I'm on the left right now is because there was one single liberal that the right thought was cool. There is only one liberal that the right thinks is cool, and that happened to be Destiny. They think he's cool because he says because he says he has some really based takes. I mean, he's not afraid to be an edgelord or say like crazy shit. As a result, conservatives are more willing to listen to him. That is a breaking of an algorithm.
The streamer?
Yeah. The only reason I was willing to listen to him was because my other co-conservatives said that he's based. So I listened to him, and all of a sudden he's like slamming down facts that I've never heard before, and I'm like, am I on the wrong side? What's going on here? Like, I'm not being told these facts from my side. This guy's not lying because I'm looking up what he's saying and it's true. And then as a result, I switched from being a conservative to coming over here. But it was only because a break of the algorithm has happened, because he is willing to cross over and talk to people like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh.
Yeah. So then that's the answer.
Yes, but that's what I believe is the answer. That is Destiny not saying, I'm not going to sit down at the same table as Yahtzees, but I am instead going to go to these tables with them and have these conversations. So like when people, like, I got a lot of criticism because people saw me take a 3-second video with older millennial, right? The reason why I did that strategically and posted it was because now a bunch of people who follow him now have come over to follow me. Or there's people like Athena, big content creator on the right, Never Woke, big content creator on the right, Ken Carson. There's Lilo. There's OM made a video himself. And then Greg is Fire. These are huge right-wing content creators who decided to shout out my name, say that I'm a cool liberal, that the tour went awesome, and send their followers to go follow me. That it's the exact same thing that happened with Destiny. I was willing to go follow a liberal because I thought he was cool. They were willing to send their audience to go follow me so that they could, because they thought I was cool. And now hopefully the facts that I present, when they hear those facts, they go look them up. They do maybe a little bit of research. They hear something they've never heard before. And as a result, they change their mind because they were willing to be educated. And it was my proximity to them that broke them out of a vicious algorithmic cycle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what about people who have absolutely no access to things like TikTok or streamers or people that just have different ideas? Because if you just grow up in
there's other ways.
Southern Texas, like you're
my stepdad's like that. Yeah, no, there's other ways to reach them. It's just not my forte. So because I'm like in the political space online and I engage in like short form content or like streaming, this is the route that I have taken and I'm carving out. But like, for example, my stepdad, he's like total jitterbug status. He does not watch social media. He doesn't watch TV. He's completely isolated in the country, anti-tech kind of guy. And he's just one of those people that, again, if someone were to change him, well, he's not going to have access to social media, so someone's going to have to be willing to sit at the table with him. And like, I'm that person. So like my stepdad, instead of cutting my stepdad off because he used to have some crazy beliefs, I refused to cut him off. I continued sitting at the table with my stepdad. You could call it sitting at the table with the Yahtzee, and now he's criticizing the Trump administration. And that took years. I mean, that took like 10 plus years.
I think earlier when I mentioned I don't want to sit at the table with Yahtzees, I meant more like I don't want to be around them, but with what you said, sitting at the table to actually have a discourse and a conversation, completely agree. My mom actually thought that during the COVID vaccines that they were actually using DNA from dead babies.
Yeah, the adrenochrome. Yeah,
I yelled at her. I was like, "Mom, you are insane right now. Stop."
My mom's cute. I mean, she thinks that JFK was still alive. She went to Dallas to go watch it happen. My mom was at J6. She's absolutely yes, my mom was at J6 with her husband. And because my mom and I'm not gonna lie, I pulled a Soy Level Ultra and I did cut her off for a second because I was like, I was just so angry at her. But I got over it and I've continued my relationship with my mom, and as a result, she's kind of low key denouncing Donald Trump. And that's the thing is like when I talk about not ostracizing, like a lot of people will come up here and be like, we can't talk to them, we have to shame them, we have to turn our backs, and I'm like, but it doesn't work. There's nothing productive that comes out of that.
So I think there's a level like some people, I think there is room to talk to them and maybe educate them a little bit, show them what's up. But I think there are some people that deserve to be shamed.
Yeah, for sure. Like Shiloh Hendricks, I think deserves to be shamed 100%. But then I also think like strategically. So for example, when I get close to like conservative content creators, it's not because I think that they're actually going to change their mind, but it's because I know I can get their audience away from them.
Oh yeah. Good point.
But like Shiloh Hendricks, she doesn't have a platform. There's nothing. I mean, she doesn't have a platform. There's nothing strategic about proximity to Shiloh Hendricks. That girl, we could shame her, to oblivion if we wanted to, and I would be like, based.
Yeah. Okay. So the message here is teach people.
Yeah, we have to teach people. And we do that by not ostracizing them. Or if we have strategic positions like, oh, we have a content creator, people are like, oh, don't platform. People got mad at me about platforming Ray Ray, yet Ray Ray now does not do political content. Ray Ray and I have talked a lot. He has actually quite a few liberal beliefs. And I would argue that a lot of his audience came over and started supporting me because I stood up for him. And as a result, I've had people from his audience enter my Discord channel. So like there's a shift that happens from genuinely bridging the gaps. I just refuse to do the cut all contact off kind of thing if I don't see it as strategic. I do whatever that I think is the most strategic.
Strategic is a good way to put that. Yeah. I think a lot of people, though, will cut people off because, like I said earlier, a vote for Trump is literally a vote for
they're traumatized.
Homophobia. Like you voted against the fact that I exist.
Yeah,
you know?
These people are traumatized, and I mean, like, rightfully so. And that's why I say to that I say, you're traumatized. Take that trauma and go shield yourself, and I'll go fight against these people for you because I have the ability to do so. I don't expect anyone else to have the ability to do these types of things and like have proximity to these people. But what I do expect for them, or what I do expect from them, is to recognize the fact that my proximity to them is because I am fighting for them. Not against them. And some of them can't realize it, and then they go down like these heavy cancel culture trains, and I'm just like, stop canceling me. I am trying to earn back your rights. Please.
Yeah. And I think what I've seen from the news recently, I think there's a whole lot of discourse going on inside MAGA right now. I think the Epstein files triggered something.
Oh, yeah. 100%. It triggered a lot for them.
And he ran his whole campaign on that, actually. Well, most of it. But now he's like, oh, where'd they go? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. But thank you. I think we agree on a lot more than, see, people come up and it's good conversations. We bridge gaps. So you're awesome, dude.
What about that first point?
Oh, you want to go out here? Let's
bottom to top.
Sorry, let's pull some more people up here too.
If
you disagree, no, you can stay. We're gonna finish our points, but that way I have a line going. First thing, guys, let's get this to 20,000 likes. There's no reason you guys can't do that. I believe in you, 80 people. Okay, just like the screen like crazy. You guys can share this out. It'll bring up the numbers, and then that'll bring us more people to debate. Because I do not want to get into an echo chamber here. So just like the live like crazy. We can get people. Oh, Mojo, you are welcome up here anytime if you wanna fight against the radicals with me. If you disagree with any of this prompt, or if you're like, Mercedes, you're crazy, you can't sit with the Yahtzees, come up here and I'd like you to hold that point. Mercedes, why did you lie and say that U.S. citizen who documented ICE actually slashed tires? That is so funny. That's hilarious because I actually sat here in the living room having I was like sitting right there and I was talking to a person in this household that I'm close to. That's all I'm going to say. And I was like, I'm going to post this and it's going to make me seem like a DNC shell. So that's the other thing that I really want to talk about too is tell me how you feel about this, because there was a man who was arrested. He's a U.S. citizen. He was arrested for he was in a parking lot documenting these ICE raids and stuff. That was in a Home Depot parking lot, and he may or may not have slashed the ICE the ICE vehicle tires, and I think that's what led to his arrest. But how am I supposed to report on that as a liberal without people coming for me? Because I literally that part of that video, I had the part about the tires in the video, and then I strategically cut it out because I was like, no, my site is going to cancel me if I try to talk about the fact that he slashed the tires. What is your opinion? How do you handle that?
Sorry, you're asking me?
Yeah.
So this guy slashed the tires. I'm trying to find this video.
We don't know if he slashed the tires or not, because there's reports saying that he didn't slash the tires, and then ICE said he slashed the tires, but then ICE released him, and I think it's because they didn't necessarily have evidence he slashed the tires. But I didn't even bring up the tires being slashed whether it be potential or not, simply because I knew that my side would end up yelling at me saying that I'm defending the arrest of a U.S. citizen. Yeah, there's pictures of the tires being slashed, yes, but we don't have proof that it is him that slashed the tires. It could have been any one of the protesters in the parking lot. Kelly said they should call the cops. I shouldn't detain him or take him anywhere. I agree. I actually agree with that.
Yeah, ICE has nothing to do with that.
Okay, that's cool.
But
I'll take that position then. I'll just take that position.
yeah, I think ICE needs to just go away.
Is there anyone in the chat who disagrees with anything? Please come up. If you're a conservative and you disagree, I guess you can come up too. It's fine. We'll get some of you guys going as well. I'm trying to download a pinball game and it's like not working and I'm very sad about it. Pinballs. I love playing pinballs so much.
So, it's all men.
It's all men. Is that your position?
I think it's a satirical position in a way.
Okay.
Not entirely, but it's not really saying that every man is a part of this predatory behavior. I think it's more that the majority, if not all, women have experienced some sort of harassment or assault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree to the sentiments behind what these people who say that are trying to say, but I just think that the messaging is getting lost on the people who they're trying to change. So, like, if I wanted to tell you, or if I wanted to convince you that, gonna say the God forbidden word, if I'm gonna convince you that the patriarchy is harming you as a man, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, I won't be able to do that by being like, it's all men, or saying things like, fuck the patriarchy. They're gonna listen and they're gonna hear those buzzwords and they're just not even gonna, they're gonna be like, oh gross, this is one of those crazy blue-haired leftists, which I love my blue-haired people. I'm just saying this is just their buzzwords. They'll dismiss you if you take a position that has trigger word talking points. See,
Valid.
I think even Batman is like in the comments laughing at the word patriarchy. Yeah, so I hate that word only because
But are they wrong?
no, they're not wrong. That's the thing, is they're definitely not wrong. I want to get these people to care about the patriarchy, but I just can't get them to do so by saying the words patriarchy.
Legitimately care, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they really care about, they care about the unaliving rates. So one of I think the best avenue of getting these people to understand, they care about the unaliving rates and they care about the male loneliness epidemic. So I like to talk, when I'm talking to men, about maybe the issues that are, those are in relation to the patriarchy, but I won't say the word patriarchy. Instead, I'll be like, hey, let's talk about the male loneliness epidemic, what's going on there, or let's talk about the rates that males go through, because we all know that they disproportionately unalive themselves, and I think that directly stems from the patriarchy.
I do think we have a major issue with patriarchy, but I also don't think it's a male loneliness epidemic. I think it's a simple human loneliness epidemic right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm talking about like code switching language to get these people to listen to what I'm saying.
Oh,
so so
yes.
they will, if you say, hey, do you want to talk about the male loneliness epidemic? All of a sudden, they definitely want to talk about it because they believe that is affecting them, and they want to solve it right there, right then.
That's why I don't have a girlfriend.
That's hilarious.
No, I'm sorry, but like, okay, if you're a guy, if you're a guy and like this upsets you, maybe take a second, figure out why.
Is there men getting upset in the chat?
I don't know.
You don't get to understand.
You
don't get to understand patriarchy when you just flip gender switches and deny biology.
What?
That was a load. That was
Batman. Oh, you're just a Russian bot. Okay.
Deny gender. I do not. It's so wild that okay, Lily Tino. Oh Lord.
What is that?
The person doesn't realize they've entered based liberal spaces. I think they think we're like SJWs or something. If you disagree with this prompt, go ahead and request up. We're gonna have some good conversations. I'm gonna start pulling randos up here to debate. Let's see.
Yeah. Can I chill?
Yeah, you're fine. If you do not agree, Noah, hell yeah, Noah. If you do not agree with the prompt, let's like this live. We got to get people in here. If we get this to 30,000 and we are sharing this consistently, we'll be able to get people who disagree. But I think a lot of you guys disagree with what or agree with what I'm saying. So we have to get this out to the algorithm so that it'll hit someone's For You page and they'll be like, oh my God, it's Mercedes saying it's not all men. And they'll come in here all fiery and then we'll have a good conversation and then they'll change their mind. But you guys got to like it. I'll like it with you. See, I'm doing the same thing. If I can do it, you can do it. This is me liking. This is a phone. I'm liking it. I just click the share button. I click the share button again. I click the share button again. See, not too hard. Who is the ex-conservative? I'm the ex-conservative. Lifelong conservative. And you guys can also, for those of you who don't necessarily want to come up, you can ask questions in the comment sections. Oh, see, you guys are here. They're here, but they don't want to come up. Hex said doubtful to the ex-conservative part. Burrito Bandito said, is this the sellout? You guys are in the chat, but you guys are too scared to talk about it. I swear I'll be nice. It's me, Crown from Australia. Is this a second account? I'm following you right now. I don't preach, I listen. It's really sweet. Okay. Brian Alexander, we'll get you up here. If you think that I'm a sellout or you think that I'm still a conservative, please come up here and talk about it. Brian, do you disagree with anything?
Let's see here.
Oh my, hold on. Is this the train of Aussie? Are you Australian by chance?
No, not Australian.
Okay, there's a train of them who come in and they start like a political skit. It's really funny.
Oh no, I just have a question. It's about the men thing.
Okay.
Do you play games?
No.
Okay, I watch some streamers. There's most of these women, and some of the men, but they come in there and they say the most foul thing I've seen, and they're the same guys who complain about male loneliness, and those on the right try to take advantage of that to recruit men on their those same lonely men on their side. But if they just listen to themselves saying those awful things to these women, do you think they have the capacity to understand that they themselves are responsible for their loneliness?
Snaps.
I think that a lot of them don't have the capacity, and I think that capacity can stem from multiple things, like being raised a certain way in which they were not forced to take responsibility for any of their own actions, or like when we have a bunch of men who severely need to go get some kind of like mental health help and they're not, and they're angry at the world and they're taking it out. So I think a lot of them might not have the capacity because of like underlying issues. So it's even hard to have conversations with these people and get them to change. But if you, for example, I know a guy like that. So there was this guy, he was from England. He messaged me in my comment section some of the most abhorrent stuff. He messaged me saying that he wants something to go up in and then out my mouth, like straight up, like the word starts with I and ends with palement. I mean, like he sent me some horrific stuff. Now I'm pretty chill, like that shit doesn't affect me. So I said, hey, do you want to have a call? Because I think I literally said, hey, do you want to have a call? Because I think you actually seem cool. I went through some of your stuff and you don't seem like a bad guy. And he was like, what? I had a whole entire conversation with him. And now we're friends. Like now he apologized for all of that. He said he came off strong because he's lonely and he hates the world and this or that. So that's an example of approaching these people with love and kindness, even though some of these people are so abhorrent, and then getting them to change their mind. It's almost like when people say really bad things about you and then you respond with love, it causes them to self-reflect. So it just depends. I think it's case by case. I think some men you can definitely fix. That sounds so weird to say, but some men are, I think, beyond return and they need to go seek like a professional help. But to even get them to the point of seeking professional help is hard because it's so looked down upon in masculine spaces. So that's what I'm like, okay, if I want this guy to stop calling girls bad names, he's probably doing that because he doesn't like himself. And he probably, if he doesn't like himself, he probably errs on these schmuicidal thoughts. So let's use that as a gateway to get him to go to therapy. Be like, hey, we love you. We don't want you to die. So go to therapy. And then maybe you'll stop treating women like shit.
I like that you reached out to his humanity to try to talk to him, because I have a feeling, and tell me if this sounds off, but if the more people online, since they don't face consequences, they don't actually have to be in the presence of the person they're assaulting verbally, that the anonymity of the internet has boldened these people to be the worst of themselves. And as time goes by, that kind of builds to, I can be the absolute worst of myself, because I'm not there. It's just, there's no consequences to it. And it just has gotten to a point today where a whole side of the Conservative Party just has taken advantage of that and told people to be the worst. Now, you reached out to that man and talked to him, got him to apologize, and a lot of these people aren't giving people that opportunity because of the anonymity of the internet.
Yeah. I have his messages screenshotted and saved because I take a lot of pride and joy in approaching a situation where most people would have ended up, not either talking to them, or it's just like people say the wildest stuff because they're emboldened, and then they're going hyper in their emotions, and then it just leads to they say things that they wouldn't have otherwise said because they don't think that they're ever going to be confronted with having to talk to the person that they said those things to. But really quickly, I'm going to rotate some people down off of this panel to get these three to talk to. And then we're going to continue this. So, Mister, do you mind if I drop you?
That's all right.
I'm following you, though. Okay, perfect. Wait, Taco, where'd you go? Taco, come back here. You can't just run. You were about to have a conversation, Taco. Get back up here. What you doing?
I'm still here.
Taco, I'm talking to you. I will talk to you right now. I have the time.
You talk too much.
You run too much.
Find a sentence to finish and then develop your ideology.
Okay,
but
so do you have a problem with the prompt?
I think you're a conservative still. I don't think you're an X. You're not a leftist, right? You're not claiming to be a leftist, right?
No, I've never claimed the leftist title.
Okay, so you're at best a liberal, but still supportive like Yahtzees and semi-white nationalism.
No, I do not support that.
Sure, I saw you gush over the older millennial, that coward, that wannabe white nationalist. You love the shit out of him.
I introduced him. I think.
No, you didn't introduce him. You fell for him. Stop playing. Don't lie to us.
Do you want me to play the 3-second clip?
I don't want you to lie to us. I don't want you to lie.
So what was the words that I said in the video?
Does it matter? Everyone saw how the
yes,
acted.
you're making a claim, but you're not willing
I'm
to back
making
it
a claim
up.
that everyone saw it.
Yeah, I know. I posted it.
Everyone saw it. Yeah,
I
know.
No shit. It's not a gotcha. Yeah,
you got complaints about it, right?
Yeah, I purposely posted it so that little weaklings will continue to try to purge themselves from my account.
No, you didn't. Come on.
Yes, I literally told every single person.
You're a grown person.
I literally showed every single person the video in UFA, and I said I'm going to post this so that we get canceled. We strategically cancel ourselves so that the left will start to see how it's done. That you can actually talk to people with opposing views, even if those opposing views are a little bit far, if there's strategy behind it. If you guys can also like this live, let's get this to 30,000 and then share it out so we can get more ops.
So at what point in your life do you separate yourself from conservatives, white nationalists, racists, Yahtzees? Is it that they have to... I'm not done with my question. Because I know you'll run on. So let me finish my question. What point in your life do you stop working with them? Is it at the point where they only rape brown and people of color's children, imprison people's children that are of color? Or when it happens to your nieces, your nephews, or your children?
Yeah, so name one person I associated with who raped a brown person.
It's the ideology. They all support it. No one denies it.
Name one person that I've associated with that raped a brown person.
You're not going to get away with it because you want to identify one singular person.
Because
this is
your
a group-minded thinker. This is a group-minded thinking group. They're a
Yeah.
cult,
So
and you're supporting part of that. So I
what do
ask,
you want?
at what point do you separate? Does it have to happen to
You call
you?
me the
Does it
monologuer.
have to happen to
Goddamn.
you?
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you like a train of questions, and we're just going to go down this really quick.
You haven't even answered
There you
mine though.
go.
I'm
There you
asking
go.
at what point do you have to deny someone being a group of cultists of race and
Again.
pedophiles to
Again.
deny working with them?
Also, you gotta adjust your language for TikTok. We can talk, but you gotta make sure you don't get kicked. So what I'm gonna ask is, you just said that I support X, Y, and Z, and I'm asking you, like, I mean, if you want to say that I support, we could engage with this idea that you think older millennial is a white Christian nationalist. That's totally fine. We can talk about that. But when you say like, oh, you're engaging with people who great brown people, I'm just, you can't make that claim and then not have any evidence to back it up.
I did. It's all over there. You're just in denial.
So I'm asking, which person have I engaged with that raped a brown person?
You're in the whole group. Is he not a MAGA?
Which one of them?
Is he not a MAGA?
Which one of them?
I'm asking. Is he not a MAGA? Because
Which
he's a MAGA.
one of them? If you can't engage in like intellectually honest conversation, I'm gonna have to mute you, buddy.
That's exactly what you're doing.
I'm asking you.
No, he's racist. Tucker, you're being racist.
I'm not being racist. I'm people of color. There's no such thing as racism for Marcus.
Jesus, hold up! Don't make him crash out. Don't make him crash out.
Get educated first, okay? Only Europeans and white construct people can be racist. This is the problem.
All right. That's. I mean, we can talk about that take two. Let's get some more people up here, too. But I'm just asking you. You made.
Batman. I'm not a liberal. I don't like liberals.
This is a far leftist, dude. Did you vote for Kamala Harris?
I don't vote. I don't believe in the system. We believe in the destruction of the system.
Oh my God! Holy shit! Okay, so you're.
So who picked the president?
Wait. Hold on. Hey, you're gonna have to learn to stop interrupting if you want to continue on this conversation. But now we've opened a whole nother can of worms. You think that I support white Christian national-leanies and I support like the schmurder of people and this or that, yet you didn't even vote for the candidate who would have like lessened the impact on those things?
No.
Like what?
We don't play by the lesser of evil.
Yeah.
We don't play that.
Yeah, no shit. So would you agree that, okay, do you care about trans people?
Yes, I care about all people.
Do you think that it's unfair that T people are being made to put the wrong gender marker on their passport?
Absolutely.
And do you think that they would be having to put the wrong gender marker on their passport if they voted for Kamala, or if Kamala Harris was in office?
It would eventually happen under her administration, no matter what, in my opinion.
You think that Democrats would have?
You think those are the only two options? See how stuck you are?
Right now, they are the only two options. Realistically, when we take ourselves out of the clouds and like stop playing in the idealistic fantasies, yeah, realistically, those are the two like the only two options. I wish that it wasn't the only two options, but I vote for Kamala Harris based off of like I'm trying to lessen the impact. This is like damage control.
Aren't you living in an ideological fantasy when an electoral college picks you and not you?
Do you know what like idealistic
I
is?
Asked your question. I answered your question. Did you see how I answered your question?
You asked a question using a word that you don't even know the definition of.
Without interrupting, ma'am. I answered 2 questions without interrupting.
You just asked me if the two-party system is idealistic. The two-party system is reality, okay? You don't live in reality. If you believe that we're going to just abolish the two-party system and that you think a third party is going to just come up out of the ashes and champion the destruction of America, that is idealistic as fuck. So what I'm saying is you can't just like ask my question back around. I mean, well, I'm operating in reality and you're operating in an idealistic reality. Not really. It's an anti-reality. It doesn't even exist.
This is why. Again, you didn't answer my question. I answered 2 of yours.
Jess says not voting is a form of protest for us.
Yeah, I promote not voting over in Australia. Like, in Australia, it's mandatory to vote.
I don't care about Australia. I'm talking about something else, ma'am. Keep your Australia to yourself.
You're so small-minded.
We don't have to vote in a two. We don't have to. I don't care what you think, man.
Your opinion would have been so much more valid to me if you actually voted.
I'm not looking to be valid by you. You're
I'm just saying. No, you're a hypocrite for claiming that you care about
You're a
trans people and then not
hypocrite.
voting for the person who would have lessened
You're
the
a
impact of effect
documented
on
hypocrite.
trans people. You're a
You're
hypocrite.
just not
No.
intelligent. You're
You're
not
a hypocrite for
intelligent
sitting
enough.
there and pretending
And
like
you're
you
a
care about brown
sellout. You're a
people
player.
and then
You're a
straight
sellout,
up
and
not
you're
voting for
angry.
the person who wouldn't have built Alligator Alcatraz. You're a hypocrite for saying that you care about any and all people at all, and then you decided not voting was like the right move to do, and then Donald Trump gets elected, and now people are actively getting stopped at their green card appointments and deported even though they're here legally. You're a hypocrite because you pretend like you care about asylum seekers and then did not vote. And as a result, we have a president who on day one signed an executive order shutting off all asylum from other countries. You are not going to come up here and say that I'm a hypocrite. You are not going to come up here and say that I'm a hypocrite who doesn't care about these minority groups of people while you won't even vote. You won't even vote for the candidate who would have lessened the impact of negative effects on these people.
You're a coward.
You are a coward. You are a fake. You are not living in reality whatsoever. You don't give a shit about anyone around you. You are a selfish person who rather live in a fantasy land than actually defend the people you claim to care about.
You have no strength and you have no
POS.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's so good.
Thank you for kicking taco.
That's really good. That was a good performance.
That person is just...
He's that an anarchist.
What in the fuck? These people are so... They make me want to squeeze my head in a vice slowly. I would rather take not fast. I take the pain. That's how much to feel something, because they just drain me. I just do not understand that they operate off of this assumption, the high horse that they take, where they're like, yeah, I'm not going to vote, but I'm also going to say that you don't care about anyone around you, even though I voted to lessen the impact that these people have to feel. And you sat there and thought sitting out the election was the proper response. And now people are literally getting thrown out of the country for even though they hold green cards. There is someone in California who is legal, a barber, who is now sitting in a gulag prison in Venezuela, who will never escape, who is gay as a result of you not voting and the people who did not vote and chose to sit out this election. You are responsible for that. And you say that you care? Bullshit, you fucking hypocrite. Anyways, Jess, I heard you didn't vote.
No, I actually did vote. But,
okay. Beautiful.
But just to clarify, I did vote, and I did vote for Kamala, but also as somebody who is an indigenous descendant, I also understand why a lot of indigenous communities didn't vote in this election. And I've been in a couple spaces with Taco Politico. So I understand his point of view and where he stands as to why he didn't as a form of protest. And I think that has a lot to do with kind of, and not everybody believes in that, but for a lot of us who are operating in those spaces, it boils down to mostly historical disenfranchisement and like systemic barriers. Now, I'm not saying nobody should vote. You can do whatever you choose. But for me personally, just being that I'm within that space of understanding why, that's why I say like, for many people, it's actually considered a form of protest to not vote within the system that has systemic and designed to hurt us.
And I think if people don't vote, if you choose to not vote, that is a choice that you have made. But what I hate is when if someone says, hey, Mercedes, you don't care about minority groups, and then this person doesn't vote, and as a result, minority groups get impacted. I think that is just the most hypocritical thing you can do. If you don't want to vote, that's fine. But at some point, you have to recognize that that means you have to keep your mouth shut when it comes to criticizing other people and saying, well, you don't care about minorities. You can't say that someone doesn't care about about minority groups and then just sit out elections in which causes someone to get into power who definitely doesn't care about minority groups. Also, Mojo, hi, I want to welcome you in.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, you can ask.
What is your definition of conservatism?
My definition of conservatism?
Yes, what is your definition?
I mean, I guess for me, it's just people who vote on the right. So not all conservatives are going to be on the right. I think there's people who are kind of conservative leaning who vote on the left. I mean, I might fall into half of that category, but I don't think conservatism necessarily always means Republican on a ticket, but I think oftentimes it does mean Republican on a ticket. So whatever the values that the RNC is pushing, or whatever the values that the Heritage Foundation is pushing, often aligns with people who are conservative, who are wanting to either bring up things. I want to say bring up things of the past, But then there are some things that happened in the past, like where we taxed the ultra rich, but they don't want to conserve that, and that was in the past. But anyways,
can I have clarity? You were once a conservative, or you are?
Once a conservative. I'm a liberal now.
Just making. I was like, do I need to go? I just wanted to double check.
No. I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal.
I have a question, if you don't mind. So when did you become like a liberal? Like
I think it was August.
Was it during Biden or
Donald Trump's campaign, like during the whole the 2024 election and everything that surrounded that really pushed me onto the side.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was just curious. So my question is, if you had been like in 2020, I don't know what your age is or anything like that. So I don't know if you could vote then.
I've never voted for a single candidate in my life until this election, and it was for Kamala Harris.
Okay, and that's fine. My question is that, for example, if you had been like a Democrat in 2020, for example, like who would have been your candidate in the primary?
In 2020?
Yeah.
I think Joe Biden I was fine with Joe Biden.
Okay. So, because my question is, because I canvassed for Bernie.
I would rather Bernie. I would have I would have floored for Bernie, regardless of my political association. Even when I was a conservative, I would have floored for Bernie. I think most people on the conservative side, when I talk to them, the only person that they would have voted for that they even deem on the left, there were so many Bernie bros who then went off to vote for Trump, because these people operate off of like their extreme love for populism, and I think populism is extremely popular regardless of the party. So yeah, I would have totally shilled for Bernie.
Right, but the thing is that those people could not understand the gaslighting and manipulation that Trump has built his career on, and see that that's what he's been doing. And he played on their fears and everything like that. Whereas Bernie was doing the same thing on the other side. And there are many people, if there was a recent poll, I think, or something that came out that I saw, that many people that did not vote, if they had Bernie as an option, they would have voted for him.
Yeah. I think the DNC did Bernie absolutely dirty.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that if we were able to elect Bernie back in the day, we wouldn't even be in the situation we are in now.
Oh, I mean, that's what I tell a lot of Bernie people. Like, I mean, I started a new job like in August, and I'm not quiet about the things that I'm like, you know what? Our jobs would not be as hard as they are in the healthcare industry if we had Bernie. And people are like, well, that could cost you your job because you're an insurance coordinator. I'm fine with that because I'm not a freaking asshole. I want these people to be able to have healthcare, and not have to jump through hoops to have so many different insurances to be able to get their dialysis.
Yeah.
It should not be that hard.
I think you and I probably agree on a lot. Is there anyone on this panel who disagrees with the prompt, or disagrees? Maybe you take a conservative stance and you want to talk about those, or maybe you think that I'm like the devil. Is there anyone who takes those stances?
No. Do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God?
Oh, nice. So Mercedes, I think you got great screen presence. It's The Crown, Brie Collins from the other day.
I love you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I've put some highlights on my page, so anyone watching this, I'll put some clips up. It was so funny. So I'm just here. I'm just going to ask you about Reddit. I was like Googling you. Reddit came up. There's some really nasty things being posted. Like, what is your advice to content creators when dealing with defamatory, posts like Reddit? I mean, how do you deal with all of that?
I deal with it I look at it as the final frontier for me. I'm like, all right, these people are these nasty people? Are they coming from like the hyper leftist space where like Mercedes is still a covert MAGA, and is that like the position they're taking?
Yes, I think they're saying that like they really do attack you. Like you got so many. I was doing a bit of a Google on you, and you got so many people like attacking you personally, attacking your relationship, and I was like, wow. You know, like how do you cope with all of that? Do you have a team or?
No, I just like laugh at them because I think that they don't want to build electoral power, so it doesn't even like bother me too much. I just think to myself, that's why I do what I do, like in these lives. I'm trying to build a culture that counters that.
I think our real issue is the electoral college. Like if that
really quickly though, I am going to really quick an announcement. Let's get this to 40,000 so that we can get some more debaters up in here. And I want to go through some of these people on the panel, because if we generally agree, I'm gonna drop most people who who agree with me, only because I want to like disagree with people.
No, I don't agree. I'll disagree.
Okay, well, Jesus, I was Aussies. Honestly, Aussies or British Aussies who are held politically captive get first rights. Arrow, is there anything you disagree with, or am I able to drop you?
I disagree with most of what you say.
Wait, are you conservative?
I am super duper conservative.
Okay, awesome. We'll keep you up here. Brenda, I know you and I agree on probably everything, so I'm going to drop you. You're based. I'm going to follow you. I just followed you.
Oh, awesome. Well, actually, can I just say, I think a lot of people need to learn more about like abolishing and fighting for abolishing the electoral college.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know youngsters are like on the right track because my sister, I live in Kansas and grew up in Kansas. My sister currently lives in Virginia outside of DC.
Mm-hmm.
And at least her like 14-year-old son, I live in Kansas and grew up in Kansas. My sister currently lives in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And at least her, his civics class in middle school, actually, they all agree that the electoral college should be abolished. So at least we got some youngins coming up that are on the right track, because I want my votes to count. That's what I'm about. I want my vote to count because Kansas has been red for the president since the 1960s. I don't know if it's because they don't know the Southern strategy or what. But
all right, I think so. Generally, we agree.
I'm good. I'll let you go. Take care. Be safe.
You too. Mojo, what were you gonna say?
I want to add to that real quick. Do you know about the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact?
Me?
So there are a number. Yeah, you.
Mm-mm.
Do you know?
No,
okay, so there are a number of states that signed on to a. There are. It's the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, NPVIC. There are a number of states that have signed on to a compact where if they get 270 electoral votes added up amongst the states that sign up for it, then they will go ahead and add their votes in that state to the popular vote, giving whoever wins the popular vote the win. My state, Colorado, is one of them. You can wiki it. It gives you all the information on it. They are at 209 electoral votes right now. So we need another 61 votes. If we can get another 61 votes added to that, 61 votes in different states, then we could go ahead and move to a popular vote right now without changing the Constitution.
That's cool. I did not know about that, but we need to talk about that because I'll start promoting the fuck out of that. If you, okay, yeah, what is your position?
My position is, it's hard to say, but I just joined because I've been watching your videos for like over almost a year, and I think you're doing a good job. I'm a retired history teacher in Los Angeles. I'm a ethnic Mexican, and I think you're doing a good job. We need more people like you, and that's all.
Okay,
but I mostly agree with everything you said in your videos, and just keep on reading books.
So I think you and I have probably, I don't know if we've talked before or you've probably said something that I severely liked, because I think I already follow you, so that's cool. I went to follow you right now, and then I saw that I already followed you, so you probably have some really solid takes. Thank you so much for being up here. You're awesome.
All right. Have a great day. Keep up the good work.
You too. Stay blessed. Okay, Poppy, do you have any disagreements?
Yeah, I disagree with sleeping with the enemy.
Perfect.
I think there's some things.
Hold on. Is there's something up with your mic really quick?
Are you hearing my cooking?
No, I hear it sounds like you're extremely far away.
Yeah. Did that fix it at all?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. So yeah, so I disagree with the whole, being friends with everybody. I've cut a lot of people off. And here's the thing, I'm okay with people that may disagree with like economic policies and stuff like that. And maybe they disagree a little bit about foreign policy and stuff like that. And you see that, inter-party with everybody. And I'm an independent, by the way. I used to be a Republican. I wouldn't say that I've ever called myself a conservative. I've always been a little more classical liberal.
Mm-hmm.
But where I draw the line is people that supported overt policies that were obviously directed at marginalized groups,
Mm-hmm.
and they gloated about it, and we knew about it, and we warned them about it, and everybody knew, and there's really no way for people to say, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't think that." They knew, they voted for it. We've known for years what the stance was. We've known for years that it was based on fallacy. We've known for years that this is what they were going to do, and then they did it. But I don't see any need to. If everything leading up to the current election did not change their minds, I don't see how me being nice to them is going to change their minds. So,
Well,
and for my own, vanity, I cut those people out of my life.
yeah, and I think that cutting people off for your own sanity, I think, is always important. And I think that like those of us who are able to talk to them without sacrificing our sanity are also important as well. But I would say that are you operating the assumption like do you think that every single person who voted for Trump knows what they voted for?
So I think most of them did. I think, of course, like the Venezolanos and the Cubanos, I think they were naive and now they're paying the price, you know.
Yeah.
But I think I've done some math based on some statistics that I found, and I think the United States is a little bit on the uh, prefers to not have brown people side, and I don't like that. Of course, being brown and having beautiful brown children, I don't want any of that. And
So
like I said, I'm an independent. I'm not a Democrat at all or anything like that. I consider myself like an extreme moderate.
uh-huh.
Hey, we'll get some meat in a minute. Daddy's talking. Come on out. Sorry, my son's coming. Okay. Don't get
You're
dinner
good.
and he smelled the food.
I'd argue that like for me, my biggest thing is there are people who can't like they have problems talking to these people, which I think is like totally acceptable. But I think I don't believe that the majority. I don't even believe that the majority of people. I think there's a large subset of people online who might think this way, or maybe there's like I just don't think it's how do I state this without minimizing people's feelings. A lot of conservatives are voting based off of feelings and not policy. I'd argue that the majority of them don't know anything about policy, so I never hold that over their head simply because when we say that they should have known, I think a lot of that idea that they should have known the policy or this or that is operating off of the assumption that they're watching the same algorithm we are. But as someone who had a complete MAGA algorithm and I was on that side, any facts that the Democrats spew, I didn't see any of it. My algorithm never showed me it. It was pretty much everything that I saw was curated to reaffirm or echo chamber what I already believed. So, like when it came to like Project 2025, over on the left, so many people talked about the facts of 2025. They talked about how bad and how grave it was. Where over on the left or over on the right, we were being told that Project 2025 is a fake thing that Donald Trump doesn't even endorse. And they genuinely believe that because that's who the people that they trust are saying to them. So
But
I'm, huh?
here's the thing about that, and because I just witnessed the Republican Party completely go downhill over the last like 5 years
Yeah.
with into the conspiracy theory rabbit holes. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the flat earthers and anti-vaxxers and chemtrailers and just every other like ridiculous fantasy world conspiracy on the planet. They they gravitate towards this stuff, It's not that they're just getting the algorithm.
But what do you think
They're
is?
finding the algorithms.
I mean, yeah, because so it's not. I wouldn't even say that they're.
Whoa.
I wouldn't argue like they're finding the algorithms. I'd argue that so media works like this. We are people who consume media. As a result, we consume media that reaffirms our beliefs. So, like if you're a Republican content creator, you're the base who follows you are probably also going to be Republicans. I'd say that what we're seeing is a enormous population of people that are being absolutely lied to by a small group of people up top who they trust. So, for example, one of my best examples of this is when I was a right wing influencer, I was sent a picture of a cat litter box like container in a supply closet, and I was told that I should make a video on it talking about how the kids are taking shits in litter boxes. And this was by a content creator, a huge content creator on the right, who was my friend at the time. And I said, that's not happening. That's absolutely insane. These kids have phones. If that was happening, we'd all know about it by now. Their response was, I know it's not happening. Our voters, our base, they don't know it's not happening, and we have to get elected. So we have a problem where we have a really big group, we have a really big group of people who trust a small group of people, many of which know that they're lying simply because they're willing to lie to build electoral power. The thing about these conspiracy theories, they don't come out of nowhere. They come out of if the top content creators were willing to dismiss conspiracy theories, if they were willing to actually operate in fact and policy, the base would believe and also operate in that kind of way. The problem is the leaders up top. So the reason why I'm so okay with getting in bed with these people and speaking to them is I understand that majority of their beliefs come from a small group of people at the top who they trust, because I was in the exact same position in which everything I believed was because the people who I followed at the top reaffirmed these beliefs and told me it was true.
But everything you said is true.
Yeah.
However, those seeds won't take hold unless they're landing on fertile ground. And if those people weren't
I would
predisposed to
argue,
believe that stuff, to begin with, if they don't take the necessary 2 minutes to go Google something and research it to make sure what they're deciding to believe is based in reality.
Yeah, but you also have to understand a lot of conservatives come from Christian backgrounds, and doing your own researching or questioning beliefs it's completely looked down upon over there. Like it's a turn, they don't even do that. They're raised from
it'll lead them all to
I was someone
it'll lead them all to atheism.
Well, when I was on the right, I never researched these things. The minute I actually started researching things was when I heard facts that I never heard before. So like when I stumbled upon Destiny, he said a couple things that I thought, well, these have to be lies. You know what I mean? So I wanted to use Google to reaffirm my reality, and Google said, you're wrong and Destiny's right. And I said, wait, what's going on here? The only time I used Google was to try to reaffirm my reality when I was being questioned, and that's what made me a liberal. But many of these people, they do not question a single thing, and I think that stems from like deep religious backgrounds. And then when we say that or they don't Google because Republicans, the messaging that the Republicans has set the grounds for is foolproof. I mean, this is the most foolproof, extensive plan you could ever imagine. They have told these people, hey, I want you to believe these conspiracy theories. Also, hey, Google is fake. Also, hey, the news is fake. Also, hey, anything that does not affirm what we're saying is fake. So even if these people were to research, many of them don't believe it because they were told that it was fake regardless. So
exactly. And let me ask you a question, because I hate to have to cut you short. You're very,
no, you're
very
fine.
nice. But and I gotta feed I got 4 little kids waiting for dinner here. But,
congratulations on that.
Thank you. They say ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law. It's not a defense in court. I didn't know. It's not a defense in court. I was just following orders. It's not a defense in court. And so I want to put forth that just because they're naive and ignorant and base their entire perception of reality on the fear model doesn't give them a free pass. Particularly,
it doesn't.
Particularly when it is causing real harm and oppression
Yeah.
to others.
I mean, it doesn't give them a free pass, but the reality is, like, we can say it doesn't give them a free pass, and that sounds really good, but it's not changing anything. So they don't get a free pass, yeah, sure, but also we can't just write off their education simply because they're ignorant, because, like, they have
Oh,
the ball in their court or, like, they hold the power. So even
oh, and
though,
then
huh?
there's one more thing, and then I'll let you go and go ahead, and I'll be listening while I prepare my kids' plates. But the other thing is, I don't think talking to them and being friends with them is going to help win elections. I think what's going to win elections is if the Democrats grow enough balls to challenge questionable election results and voter suppression.
Wow.
And that
Yeah,
is enough right there to win the election, because Donald Trump did not win a majority. He won a plurality. Most of the country did not vote for Donald Trump. 49% of the country leans Democrat, 44% leans Republican, and 7% are true independents. So
yeah,
with
I
that,
mean,
thank you.
of
Thank you
course, of
very
course.
much for that. I'm going to go ahead and cut out,
Have a
and
good
I'll
dinner
be
with your
listening.
kids.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Okay. Hi. From a conservative perspective, what about economics? I mean, one big thing I've noticed about left-wing people or liberals is they don't really focus on how to grow the economy. So what would you say to the ops when they talk about growing the economy?
I
I want to
would,
stick with. Wait, can I say something about what he was just talking about?
yeah, go ahead, Mojo.
All right, so you guys talk about algorithms because we're all terminally online. There are a lot of normies out in the world. I happen to live in a very red district, and all of my neighbors fly Trump flags, every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And my immediate neighbor, I stand on my front porch and I smoke cigarettes as I talk on these lives or whatever. And he asked me what I'm doing one day, and I told him I was talking on TikTok about politics. And he says, "Oh, that's interesting." And he asked me how he could listen. And so I told him. So he often comes in my room to just listen, and then I'll talk on the porch with him. And he's a millennial, so he's younger than I am. I'll talk on the porch with him about the things that we talked about. And he says, "I didn't know any of this stuff. I haven't heard any of this stuff." Because a lot of the guys that live around me, they work in the oil fields. They were all raised Republican. They hear nothing but Republican propaganda when they go to the oil fields. They come home, they have wives, they have children. They don't pay attention to politics. They don't watch the news. They don't get online. So these are people that are disconnected from what we're used to, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
hear all the stuff that we hear. So the algorithm's not the only thing. The fact
Yeah,
that the
no.
algorithm doesn't exist for some people is
Is
another thing to
also a
look
thing.
at.
Yes, exactly. And that's why, like, when I talk about the algorithm, mostly when I speak on that, it's either directly to the people who are on the algorithm, or it's like to the fact that we're losing out on like younger votes or like the younger male vote, who has started formulating a lot of their opinions off of short form content. But then at the same time, yeah, there's a lot of people who they just pick up off of what others around them say, and it's the exact same problem. So I think the problem when I say algorithm, what I'm referring to is echo chambers. So like when you say in the oil field, these people are surrounded by like people who,
Oh, gotcha.
it's yeah, it always comes down to these people being in an echo chamber, and that's why I'm a big proponent of not avoiding them and actually having the conversations that people get mad at me for having. But like that's what I
Makes
love
sense.
about you, Mojo. I've seen you uh getting your
Hammered by the left too?
yeah, dude, you're based for that.
That's all right.
I think that's funny.
Go ahead. You guys can talk about economics, but
Jesus. So when you say economics, are you like in your country? Do you guys have like free healthcare? When I say your country, I guess the
No,
ones you
it's
live in.
not. No, the UK have the NHS, but
No, I mean like
Australia,
Australia. Yeah.
yeah, no, we've got to pay something towards it. We've got to make contributions. So
Like, what
it's
is your
it.
contributions?
I don't know. I think about 20% or something. We're supposed to pay 20%. No, it's not free because we've got to pay for it.
But
It's not
like for
free.
yeah,
example, like okay, so if you were to break your arm tomorrow, and go to the doctor, how much would you pay?
If it's a hospital, I think it's free, but if it's a doctor, we've got
Okay,
to pay a
see, yeah.
contribution.
So like if someone in America was to break their arm, and they went to the hospital, they'd probably end up with like a $2,000 bill. Or if they didn't have insurance, it would be, I mean, that would be like some like $6,000 bill or something. So the only issue that I have arguing when it comes to like economics with people who live in countries that are on a different economic scale than we are is like in our country, we're operating off of the basis where we don't even have half of when I like the reason why I vote for conservatives or why I vote for liberals or why I think that like liberal ideologies are so important to push here in this country is because everyone else in these other countries have things that we don't even have. So, for example, do you guys get paid vacation by chance?
Yes. Yeah.
And we don't get that. Or like, do you guys could you get fired if you get sick and if you got sick more than 3 times a year?
No.
Yeah, we can get fired for that kind of stuff. Do you guys have maternity leave?
Yeah, and we also have work cover too.
Yeah, so like that's my only issue when it comes to like whether it be like policy or economics of conservatives and arguing that with people who are in other countries. I feel like if you were in America, you'd probably be on our side because you'd be wanting the exact same things that you have in the country that you reside in now. But in our country, we don't have access to those things strictly because of conservatives.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks. So, like, I think it's really important to build the economy, but I also think it's important to look after the people. So, if you look after the people and the health of the people, then you want to get them back to work and you want them to be, highly functionable people so they can contribute to the economy.
Agreed.
The Democrats have had power during so long time, but they haven't pushed for neither universal health care, universal education, both high school and college.
Well, I think they do, but I think what happens is
they
like
haven't. They
have.
No.
They have. Obama did. Obama did push for
they
universal health
Yeah.
care.
These
And
things
Bernie pushed for
it's just like
universal health care.
yeah, I think a lot of conservatives think that like the president is a king and that the president can just come in and demand that this happen and this happen and this happen, but it doesn't work like that. So, for example, everything has to pass all of our other checks and balances first, but whenever the Democrats propose something like this, it gets shot down, or conservatives will just straight up say that they won't even give them the time of day to be able to make these things happen. So, I mean, like they sat in a room, even when we had the expansion of like Medicaid or as Medicare, whatever it be, when that expansion happened, you had a bunch of liberals in a room, like on the edge of their seats, hoping that this would pass, and then just relieved as it passed because it's hard to get even, hey, you shouldn't be able to discriminate against healthcare for someone because of maybe like a predisposition of their health. Even getting things like that, like which is the bare minimum, is hard to get conservatives to agree to. So it's
but according to USA laws, a president can create a law, but that law can be overturned if Congress votes.
You can't executive order yourself into free healthcare. That it doesn't work like that.
It works.
No.
I've read the Constitution.
You cannot.
I can explain why. I can explain why.
The president can, but that law can be overturned.
No, if it
hold
costs
on, buddy. Let him speak. Go, Mojo.
If it costs money, it has to go through Congress. The House has the power of the purse. So anything that costs money in this country has to go through Congress. The president cannot write an executive order and do it.
He can, but it can't.
No,
he can. You need to read the Constitution correct. I read it cover to cover. A president
I have a degree in the U.S. Constitution.
What do you mean?
I have a degree. My college degree is in political science.
Yeah, I read the Constitution cover to put a president can pass laws.
Okay. No, well, let's entertain that. Do you believe that we should have universal health care?
Yeah.
Okay, so
a country should have.
Okay, so if you hold on, because I just want to engage you really quick. If you do believe a country should have universal health care and you think that a president can just EO that into existence, then why doesn't Donald Trump just EO universal health care into existence?
Because the Republicans don't believe in universal health care. That's the problem.
So are you a conservative?
No Democrat president has tried to push that through Congress.
Are you a conservative or are you a Democrat?
I am a conservative, but more in the middle conservative, not far right conservative, more in the middle conservative.
Okay, well, it's hard to engage with you because like the only issue is like, yes, it is fact that no, the president cannot just executive order free healthcare. If that was true, any liberal president in the past, literally, like Biden would have done that. Biden also campaigned on, relieving student debt. If they could just, spend money any way they wanted and get this passed without running things through Congress, they would have done this. But we're not legally, they're not legally allowed to do that. And that's why it hasn't happened. But I guarantee, for example, if they could do that, why did we vote on the expansion of Medicare instead of just EOing it?
Because the president don't want to affect his electoral base.
No, that's not true at all. Because so people wanted the healthcare expansion, and the majority wanted the healthcare expansion. Why did we vote on it if he could just executive order it into existence? We voted on it and it passed, so we got it passed through Congress, right? But how are you, when you say that they can just EO it into existence, why didn't they just take that path? If he wanted it, why wouldn't he have taken the path of least resistance if it was easier to just executive order it than risking voting and then it failing, even though it passed?
Because for an executive order to be overturned in Congress, you need 2/3 majority.
You're not engaging with the question. I'm asking for Obama, when he expanded healthcare and it passed, why instead of going the hard path of getting it to be voted on, why didn't he just executive order it? It passed regardless, is what I'm trying to tell you.
But Obama didn't go to election for universal healthcare. He only went to election for expanding the Medicare.
What I'm saying is, so he wanted the poor. I'm trying to explain to you that you cannot just executive order universal health care. And if you don't want to engage in the question, I'm going to have to move on to someone else, because that is so out of the realm of reality that I don't even know how to engage with that. If you think that a president could just come in here and write on a piece of paper, everyone gets universal health care now, and not have to pass it through Congress, then I don't even know how to begin to engage with that, because it's just so out of touch with reality.
Let me Google the link on executive order. Give me a second.
Do you know what an executive order is?
Yeah, the executive order, a law proposed and passed by the president, and that law can be overturned by Congress with 2/3 majority. You need to read the Constitution correctly.
Yeah, you haven't read it, and you don't understand our system.
Yeah,
you probably shouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna drop you. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if he's just going to keep saying that you can just executive order universal health care into existence, and to not understand the logic, then if that's true, Democrats would have done that already. I don't understand. If you disagree and you're in queue, let me know. If you disagree with the prompt, we're looking for people who are disagreeing with stuff. Go ahead and like this live. We should have this by to 100,000. We've been live for a minute, but I haven't been encouraging you guys to tap. So please tap it. Let's get it to 50,000. I think that's a great goal. Go ahead and share it out a shit ton, because that helps get ops in here. And if you do not agree with the prompt behind me, or if you're one of my haters in the comment sections lurking, please make yourself known so that I would love to talk to you. But go ahead and people start requesting up if you disagree. You can be a conservative that disagrees, or you can be a liberal that disagrees. Right now, I'm on an anti cancel culture kick, so I would prefer you to be a anti fan. You guys are fun. I love engaging with you.
Do you get conservatives giving you shit?
No, conservatives love the fuck out of me. I get messages from them all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's 6 videos as of right now of conservatives saying that Mercedes Chandler is really nice. Mercedes Chandler is the only liberal that we like. Never Woke made one. Older Millennial made one. God forbid. But Athena made one. Crash Out Ken Carson made one. I think Lilo has made one. What's that other one? Greg is Fire has made one. Just because I'm not mean to them.
I don't know who any of those people are, but
they're just
I think you're polite. Yeah, you're nice.
Yeah, I would hang out. I'd go have drinks with you. I think you're based. I like you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, screw that psycho who came up here and started trying to lambast you. I was like, no, don't fuck with my comedian up here. I like you a lot.
Thanks very much. You're welcome to come to Australia. You're welcome to come out and hang out. Yeah,
I'd love to. I mean, like, you're like one of those person, like, even if we disagreed on things, I just will never take the stance of, oh, we disagree, and now I just have to say F you. So
no, because
If you
this
ever do that, you
election,
better watch out for the dingoes. The dingoes will get you.
the
they'll
dingo.
come full
No,
swing. Hey,
it's the
go ahead
people.
and
It's the people.
request up, guys. There's 119 people in here. You probably disagree with me on something, and I'd like to talk to you on that. Maybe I'm selling my position very well, and they're like, oh, maybe I've eased some minds. But I see some random comments that are like,
Let's talk about Charlie Kirk then. So what do you disagree when it comes to Charlie Kirk? Do you think he's a bit of a racist? Well, he is a racist, isn't he? He's a white supremacist.
yeah, I think he just has like harmful rhetoric that is like, it's just not productive. If you want to take your conservative stances and positions, that's fine. But then when you like, I also think that he shills really hard for Donald Trump in a way that makes him like spineless or like not have a brain. Like, for example, he was like, oh, we don't need to talk about Epstein anymore. And then yesterday he made a video being like, oh my God, Donald Trump is releasing the Epstein files. And we've been talking about that forever. We're making good on promises. And I'm just like, bro, you just spent the past 1 week telling people to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just really confused here. And really quickly, to the person who just joined, do you agree or disagree on anything?
I'm just here to listen. I'm not sure which side of the party I take.
Okay. Pilly, hi Pilly, do you disagree with the prompt?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, it's okay. The song that you're listening to is amazing.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
What can you just explain, Mercedes? What does purity testing is ruining the left? What do you mean by that?
So, like, if I say something that you don't like and you decide that this means that I shouldn't have a voice on the internet, or you want to, like, cancel me or dox me as a result, or I think that, so, like, 87% of independent media is owned and operated by the right. So I think that it's the job of the left to start building up their media, but then we'll get a media figure that is rising up, and then someone on the left won't like what they said, and then they'll say, everyone unfollow them. You don't deserve a voice. And then they complain about losing elections.
Okay. And what do you mean by end the soy level ultra? Yes.
And the soy level ultra means that I should not have to walk on eggshells around people. Like, I think it's dumb that, for example, I'm a gay person and I say that's gay all the time. Like, that is like a solid part of my vocabulary. But if I could say that right now, and there's probably people in the comments, I think this audience might be a little bit more based because they're learning, but oftentimes there will be someone in the comments who are like, how dare you say that's gay? You're contributing to the oppression of gay people by saying that. And I think that's crazy.
Right. Well, we've got a lot of that in Australia, but when it comes to racial language, so everything now has become racist, which I think in America
we're dealing with that too.
Yeah, it's just so annoying. It's like maths is now racist.
You could sneeze in the wrong direction and be called racist.
Yeah, because it waters it down, doesn't it? It's like the more that you say someone's racist, it just waters down the whole meaning of it. And so a lot of the Australian TikTok is just racial debates, and it's just so tedious and boring after a certain point.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. If I was in Australia, I'd probably be conservative, not gonna lie. Or if I was in any other country, like any European country, or like your guys's, or like Canada, I'd probably be considered conservative. But is there anyone in the chat who disagrees? We got 121 people. We can get this to 45,000. I really believe in you guys. I wish I could stream. I am playing a stupid game. I'm playing Fancy Pants Run right now, which...
So who's Destiny, and what should be for Destiny?
No, Destiny is I love Destiny. I don't got beef with Destiny. Destiny is I'm gonna get hate for this, but Destiny is a big...
She's a female dancer. That's who she is.
Destiny, he's a liberal debater, and he's very like against the grain, counterculture. He's just like, you know how I come up here and I say whatever I want? Destiny's that times 10. He's very based, is what we call him. If you're in the chat and you disagree, or maybe if you hate Destiny or you hate me, please come up.
I'm going to write a new Reddit review for you. I'm going to try and cancel out some of these nonsense people that are attacking you personally. They're so.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I've made some clips on my page as well. They're really funny clips. So.
Yeah, people hate me. I love it. If you disagree in the chat, go ahead and request up. If you're an anti-fan, go ahead and request up. See, this is why I got it first time in here. You seem very nice.
What's your stance on Indigenous Americans and like American Indians? Do you think like when they complain about the feathers and celebrities wearing the feathers in their hair, do you think like do you think it's like rage bait, or do you think it's like fake outrage?
Yeah, like I'm one of those types of people that think focusing on like cultural appropriation is just like not the issue right now. So for example, like if a white person decided to wear braids, I literally don't give a shit. I have heard a lot of like someone tried to debate me that white people should not be allowed to wear bonnets, yet Europeans literally wore bonnets. I mean, like if we look at like Puritan culture, that was a big part of it. So I when people like crack out on that stuff, I think it's just it's like ridiculous at this point. I don't believe that should be the focus, especially when we have a group of people who are saying that America is falling into a fascist dictatorship, and you're worried about the white woman wearing a bonnet. I think that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So we get a lot of that in Australia, especially with this musical instrument called the didgeridoo.
I've played a didgeridoo. I love that instrument. No. So you can't play that if you're not Indigenous?
No, if you're a woman, you're not allowed to play it because they'll curse you.
I'm done. I'm finished. Fuck that shit. Nope.
They put the Americans in the media.
I go to the drum circles and I play my fucking djembe and I fucking play the didgeridoo and I have a good time doing it. So they can fuck off, honestly.
Oh, you'll end up in the American media.
Yeah, good.
Oh, sorry, Australian media. Yeah, because we've got a few Indigenous people in here right now because they're watching me and they're watching everything I say. So yeah, if they were to see you do that, they'd be like Australian outrage.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it, and then I'm going to specifically I'm gonna put on the top. I'm gonna be like at Australia, see if they freak out.
Oh,
I'm like so anti-culture. Like it's just I'm so done with people crying over stupid shit. If you disagree in the chat, because I see some comments are coming in, if you disagree in the chat and you think that I'm very horrible for wanting to play the didgeridoo, please come up and debate that. If you think like social issues should be our top priority, please come up.
I agree, because we have an American woman, and the Australians that are actually been in your chat today, some of them were sending death threats to her in America.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's okay. They can send me threats all they want. They can even dox me. I'd probably repost it if they did.
The didgeridoo, that's that big, long wood instrument thing that you blow in the end. It's like really deep. Yeah, okay. I've heard them play that at Highlands festivals and stuff.
Calm Capitalist, how are you?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
That's great to hear.
I like your mustache.
Well, it's not mine. It's Ron Swanson's, the lovely Ron Swanson.
Too bad. Hopefully
if you
want
to
to see
him on TV, just watch Parks and Rangers, a TV show.
I don't watch TV, so I don't know.
Oh, well.
What's your position? Do you like the prompt? I mean, your name is Calm Capitalist, so I don't think you probably disagree with the prompt.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a conservative. I'm a libertarian.
Oh, you guys are my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect, because I had a libertarian question directed at you, and I know he's not here, but I watch him a lot, and this is going to be a kind of weird, but if you could get a hold of Destiny, I would really want you to ask him this question.
Yeah, I'll text him.
Okay. It was a clip of something he said, I don't know how long ago it was, I don't know what stream it was from or whatever, but I just know he said it.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny said he would describe himself as a progressive liberal, but mixed with an anarcho-libertarian. And I just want to know if he holds that same belief system.
I'll ask him.
Okay, thank you. That's literally all I had.
Of course, of course.
But you can drop me now, but I'm going to stay and wait for that response.
Okay, just message me because I literally ask him. Just message me so that I have like your username so I can message you back.
Can you explain at the top there, capitalist? Can you explain? Why was he asking that question?
Because he probably gets really excited at the idea of other people taking libertarian stances. Really quickly.
Well, hold on. Those are diametrically opposing views. So an anarcho-libertarian would be somebody that wants to get rid of government completely and run everything off of contracts. And a progressive liberal would be somebody that wants the government to run healthcare and education. And they are that's an oxymoron to put those two things together.
Yeah, I think a lot of like I do that a lot too. Like I will say that I am two things that are totally opposite, and I think it's just because like I can't pick, or I'm trying to pull certain aspects of one and then the other, and like make my own label that is like a blend of two very opposite things. Like sometimes I'll call myself a conservative liberal.
They exist.
Yeah.
I would consider you that, actually. Because a lot of people put liberal in the middle or more toward the middle, and leftist more toward the left. So you are certainly somebody that's more conservative that is voting for Democrats.
Yeah, it's that damage control. The person who's new on the panel, I do not want to like massacre your name.
No worries. Thank you very much, Ms. Edie.
Of course. Do you have any disagreements?
Well, as Jesus would know, I am a Aboriginal person from Australia.
Oh no, it's happening again. Are you for or anti-Jesus?
Absolutely anti. Right.
God damn it! It's happening again.
Now, hold a tick. Now, when you say Jesus, I mean the biblical sense.
I'm talking about
Brie. I'm talking about Brie. Right.
Yes.
Bree says some, ridiculous things that does need correcting many times. Right. But however, in regards to the didgeridoo, right now, in this land that you call Australia, we had over 500 tribes. We had over 250 language groups. Right. Now, the didgeridoo is specific to certain parts of this continent. Not all of us have the didgeridoo in our repertoire. Right. And that is a sacred thing to those tribes, right? So I don't play the didgeridoo, let alone can I actually do the circular breathing because an incident that happened years ago that broke my nose.
I play the didgeridoo.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't, right? Out of respect for other cultures. Now, I understand that you're saying that you are against cultural things.
It's not that I'm against cultural things. I just don't think this idea of like building unity off of division is like proper. Like I think that if we love these people play the didgeridoo and it's their culture and like people are coming out and playing it with them and learning about their culture and being like I think that's a beautiful thing. Or I also just don't take it that seriously. Like you can go to a music shop here, like anywhere here in America, and then pick up a didgeridoo and like play it. And I just don't think the intention of this person playing the didgeridoo is to harm anyone. I think their intention is solely they like the sound of it and they want to play the instrument, and I just don't think it's that big of a deal because I don't think a person unalives every single time someone blows into a didgeridoo.
Very much so. Right. However, it is a cultural practice, right? And as you may know, that the Aboriginal culture in Australia is the longest surviving continuous culture in the world. Right. So now, when we talk about cultural practices, do you see your flag as a cultural emblem?
Do I see my flag?
The American flag.
I just see it as a flag.
Why do you have it in the background?
Because I think the camo, it looks based.
Yeah, I agree. It looks better than the actual flag.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love the American flag for sure, but I don't care who flies it. I don't care if there was like there could be like say this, like an Australian who's like totally obsessed with America, and they've decided that they were going to wear cowboy hats and boots, and they were going to fly American flags all day long. And I'm like, cool, go at it, bro. I don't care.
No worries. So if someone was to, heaven forbid, burn the American flag, how would you feel about that?
I'd say that it's their First Amendment. Hopefully, they live in a country in which they won't go to jail for doing that, which probably not. But
That's
I think
right. So you actually have a law protecting such a thing, right?
we don't. So like, you can burn the American flag here, no problem.
Really, I just thought it was protected by the First Amendment.
No, like you can. So like, you're allowed to burn the flag without any problem because of the First Amendment.
I understand.
So
right.
like, because yeah, like we live in
but
such
it's not
a
something that's encouraged, is it?
depend on what side you're talking to. I think a lot of the left encourages burning it because they think it's a sign of protest. Where I think a lot of conservatives think that that's the worst thing you could do on the planet.
So I agree with that person, Diane, in the comment. It's a flag, it's symbolic, so yes, it is cultural.
I mean,
right.
Yeah,
so it's a cultural thing.
Like I get what
something...
you're saying. Like when you say that it's cultural, I get that. What I'm saying is that if someone decides to do that, it's just not making
breaking any law.
Yeah, well, it's also not making a difference in my life. Like if someone decides to pick up a didgeridoo, okay, for example, my neighbor, who knows, they might be a white girl from Alabama who just has a didgeridoo in their living room, and they decide to eat grilled cheese sandwiches and blow on that thing all day long, and I just like don't know, and I don't care, and I just don't give a shit. It's like not affecting me in any kind of way.
So it would be disrespectful, wouldn't it?
No, I don't think so. I just I just don't care, and I don't think it's disrespectful either.
You don't think it's disrespectful to burn your flag?
I mean, like if someone thinks it's disrespectful, that's fine, but I just don't like it's not something that I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna stop anyone else from doing it. I think optically it doesn't look good when it comes to winning elections, but if someone's burning the flag in front of me, I'm not gonna go like full ape shit on them and be like, stop burning that flag. You know?
Many Americans wouldn't they?
Yeah, those are the conservatives, who would also agree with me that playing the didgeridoo should be like up to whoever wants to do it. The only people in this nation who think you shouldn't burn the American...
If you hold respect for people's cultural traditions, right, should you not follow those? Just as a moral and a valued person.
Indigenous people
wouldn't you do such a thing?
It's sexist. It's sexist. It's not even racial.
It's cultural.
It's sexist.
It's not sexist. It's not racist.
Wait, so in this culture, are only men allowed to play the didgeridoo?
Yes.
Okay, that if that's the case, then I encourage every woman out there to buy a didgeridoo and blow on that thing hard.
Excellent. Thanks. Boom.
Yeah, well, that's coming from. I'm like, where we see these kind of ideas, right, is what we've had in this country, which is colonization.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Bree can attest to the stolen generation, right? Where Aboriginal children were taken from their families when they were young, and they were put into missions into non-Aboriginal families.
Yes.
And the whole point of this was to break the culture, break the language, right? Force people into speaking English. Hence,
I totally understand. Like, you can give me a history lesson all you want. You can even like tell me about the atrocities that these people have gone through. You can literally like take every angle that you'd like to take, and I would still agree that playing the didgeridoo is just like not. It's just like not on my list of things that I'm focusing on.
Yeah, that's right. It is a part of breaking down a culture.
So, for example, do you think that it is wrong for me to play like the djembe?
I wouldn't even have a clue what the hell that is.
It's this right over there. It's a drum. It's a African drum.
And is it only for men to be playing?
Well, I don't know because I didn't research it before I bought it. I just like playing drums, so I just play the drums.
So in that case, because I don't know what their cultural practice is, you can't tell me, so I'm going to have to say, well, it's a drum.
What is your problem with a didgeridoo being in America? Like once it's in America, surely you don't have control over the actual object anymore. So
well, it still comes down to cultural practice and the respect for a person's culture.
No, but if the didgeridoo is that sacred, how come they're being mass produced, and why are they being exported overseas.
yeah.
So why is it that Americans can actually get their hands on a didgeridoo in the first place? If this instrument is so sacred to your culture, why is this instrument being mass produced and exported to overseas? Like you've got no culture.
I'm just hey,
Look,
if there's also any
just
ops,
because
if there's any ops in the chat, like if you are an op, if you're an anti-fan, I would love to talk to you. I'm
look,
glad we're talking
just
about the
because,
didgeridoo, but I am gonna like
yeah, look,
really
just
quickly
one more
hold
point.
on, really wait, no, I'm not stopping the conversation. We can carry
Sorry.
didgeridoo.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell people, guys, let's get this to 50,000. Thank you so much. Easy or Ezzy. Let's get this to 50,000. Tap, 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 and then go ahead and share these lives out. We want to get some anti-fans. We want to get some ops in the chat. We want to get some those who are SJWs against the cultural appropriation up in here. So please, please request up because we'd like to talk to you. It would be fun.
Before I move on and respond to what Jesus just said, I really do like your wit. I got to give you.
Hold on. You like what?
I really do like your wit. It's yeah. I enjoy the way wit. WIT. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Now, just to respond
you
to
guys,
Jesus,
sir,
just because I buy a painting, doesn't make me an artist.
Do you guys have Muslims? Are there Muslims that live in Australia?
Yes.
There's Muslims that live all over the world, mate.
Okay, so I asked you specifically about Australia.
They live all over the world,
Muslims,
and yes, in Australia is part of the world. Yeah.
What a ridiculous answer. Now,
that's quite sensible.
Are they allowed to wear? Are they allowed to wear hijabs there?
I don't know. You better asking Jesus. She watches them.
Have you ever seen a woman in a headscarf?
No.
No, never. Anywhere?
I've seen them on TV,
but not in Australia. Why can't you answer a simple question, dude?
Mate, do you know how big Australia is?
Do you know how big the United States is?
It's
I see
smaller
people
than
wearing
Antarctica.
headscarves. I see people wearing headscarves all the time. So I'm asking you a simple question.
So if you live in an area where there's a lot of Muslims, well, of course you would expect to, wouldn't you?
I don't live in an area where there's a lot of Muslims. But I see
so
headscarves
you're saying
on a
everyone
regular
wears
basis.
headscarves even though they're not
I didn't
Muslim.
say that at all, sir. I asked you a simple question. Why can't you answer?
I did answer. I
No, you
don't see
didn't.
them.
All right, since he won't answer, Jesus, you said that you do see
I'm sorry,
women
did I
wearing
not
headscarves,
answer?
sir. You
did
didn't
I not
answer.
just
no.
say?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't answer. No, you didn't
I
answer.
don't see
Stop.
them every day.
You didn't answer.
Yes,
Jesus,
of course.
You didn't answer.
Yes,
Jesus,
of course.
You see, he doesn't see. Do you think he likes women wearing headscarves, or do you think he would be against that?
You know what? It doesn't bother me.
Exactly.
If it's their culture,
exactly.
If it's their culture, they can wear their headscarf because I'm not going to go and wear one just because they do.
Well, I'm against arranged marriages, but I think Indigenous Australians, I think they're for it.
Whereabouts do you get this from, sorry?
You, because you are sexist.
Yeah, because you don't.
You do know that in Aboriginal traditional culture there were arranged marriages.
Exactly, and we, as the colonizer, we're not allowed to.
And do you understand why there was arranged marriages?
Okay. Why was there arranged marriages?
It's to make sure that you didn't marry your cousins, like you people.
Well, that's. I mean,
you people
so hold
marry
on.
your cousins left and right.
You people.
Hold on.
Yeah, British. Are you British?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm a you people stan. So let's go ahead and really quickly. Mando, what is your opinion? Are you another Australian?
Yes, he's my friend. Yeah. He's my friend.
Yeah. But I just want to say this is the left in Australia. Like, you know, they haven't caught up. The left in America are catching up. They're accepting the claims right-wing people are making, and they're progressing with the debates. But this is what we're dealing with. People like Momager.
Yeah, because you guys need more base people. If I need to come to Australia and help you guys fight against these radicals, I will.
Thank you.
You come, Mercedes. You come. You can just leave the rest of the people there.
Wait, he's a liberal in Australia.
You can actually take Mando and Jesus back over there.
They think that they're moderate. They think that they're moderate, like liberals, but they're not. They're just far left. but they don't realize
he's,
it.
he's far left. He's far left. Okay, so now I understand why your toilets go the other opposite direction.
That's because you live in the backward world, mate.
For sure.
Yeah, I think the left is crazy.
Okay, that's kind of based. So, I think I kind of know who you are. Really quickly. Okay, so we have, what am I called? Mando? Can I call you Mando? So you're an advocate against the radical Aussie left.
I'm a conservative.
Mando's a colonizer.
Oh, okay. Well,
What? Wait. What did you just say?
Mendo's
Oh
not
my
the
God,
colonized mind.
Erica is in the chat. Erica is also here. Holy shit!
Mando's my friend. Mando's my friend. We know each other.
It's the Aussie takeover.
Basically, Mercedes.
Yeah, I should probably just leave unless you have all the Aussies, man. What's going on here?
Bro, they do this. They like me.
This is the standard, though. If you disagree with any Aboriginals on TikTok on the Australian algorithm, you're a colonizer, racist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm so sorry.
That's about where you and your mates are at, bro. Not everyone's racist in this country. Only people like you.
Only those who play didgeridoos are racist?
No, I never said you were racist.
Okay. Well, I think you're cool. I just think that you kind of are taking things a little bit extreme. I think if you cooled down those beliefs, you'd find a lot more peace and happiness. Maybe you already have peace and happiness, but...
Well, this is what Aboriginal people are being told all the time too. Just get along. Just assimilate.
Yeah, it's a smart strategy. Yeah, like
it's a smart strategy
to get along and have fun.
For the construct, right, to have it their way and keep the status quo. Right?
I mean,
Aboriginal people have a fight here.
Okay.
Can you so basically you want to get rid of the government, right? You're like an anarchist, essentially, right?
Am I an anarchist?
Yeah. So
are
do you want
not
to
an
basically?
Anarchist? So do you love the government?
No, I like I like the way it currently is. Yeah, it's not perfect.
That's right.
But
You
I don't
love
want to
the
destroy the
status
government.
quo because of what colonization has provided for you.
So instead of don't pivot now. Answer the question.
I'm not pivoting.
Do
I'm
you
just
want to
telling
get
you
rid of the
what it
Australian
is you
government?
like.
Do you want to abolish the Australian government?
I would like to see that Aboriginal people take their rightful place in this land.
Wait, okay.
I mean, exactly. Elaborate more.
So, if you could just give all of Australia back to the Aboriginal people, and then abolish any of the systems or any of the progress made by the colonizers, would you do that? Would you wipe Australia in totality, take away any of the structure, any of the infrastructure, and be okay, let's start
any
fresh?
Of the infrastructure that was built with the resources taken out of the land? No, that
because essentially, there's I think that there's, for example, you in the world that you live in, I know that you're when we say okay, give America back to the natives, or when we say give America back or give Australia back, what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's got to come down to that the country needs to take a more indigenous role.
But do you think that the people who are born into that country now, who have nothing to do with that past, do you think that they should be held responsible for the people of the past as well?
Well, when you have mindsets like Mando, right, and others, he's not the only one, so I won't just pick on Mando. There's many people, right, who believe that maintaining the status quo is the best thing for them because of what their ancestors did.
But are you not benefiting from it? Do you
Am I benefiting as in the way that my culture, my language was stripped from our families?
I mean,
no.
Are you benefiting from any of the infrastructure that Australia has? Are you benefiting from any of the systems put in place by people who weren't indigenous?
No, because I pay taxes, because I have to pay rent to live, I have to buy food to survive.
We all have to. Yeah, so everyone has to do
beneficial.
But you get to go to the job and you get to go to the grocery store that has been built by the people who happen to go into
by lazy people who won't hunt for their own food. Yeah.
Oh my god. This is what the leftists take the most idealistic positions where they're yeah, the whole entire country filled with millions of people. We need to turn off the electrical grid and we need to sharpen our sticks and start hunting. And I'm well, as someone who hunts and fishes, a lot. I just think that is,
Mm-hmm.
I just really don't think that is even like, I don't like the head in cloud. I don't know where we are.
Yeah, but you do understand that traditional ways was all about that word just slipped my mind. It was all about conservatism, right? About looking after country, right?
Can we get this? Can we get this to 50,000? Guys, like tap the screen, get it to 50,000, share it out. Let's get some ops in the chat. If you do not like Mercedes Chandler, you're totally welcome up on this panel.
So they teach in Australia that land is
hold
stolen. Stolen.
Yeah.
That's what they teach. The land
Well, it
isn't
was.
stolen.
Can you please tell us what it was then?
I
So
mean,
what they-
essentially, okay, so I think it's, you can fairly say maybe like land was stolen or land was colonized. I think that both of those things are like synonyms of one another. I just think that like we have to understand, okay, there was a colonization that happened, but at the same time, I don't think the answer to that is destroying the system and making everyone go hunt for food or complaining that there's grocery stores or like
No. Well, but it's not about destroying the system, making everyone go hunt for food.
I mean, that was your take, not mine.
The word that was I was thinking of was the Aboriginal people lived in a sustainably way of living, right? Right. You looked after the land looked after you.
Are you on
right?
are you on an iPhone or an Android right now?
iPhone.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, made by China. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
but sent overseas to you because you ordered it because fuck sustainability and fuck the planet.
I'm like, if you want to go back through the whole invention of it, yeah, well,
not even
that's
just
a
the
big,
invention.
long
It's just like
discussion.
I get. It's very interesting when people, for example, like I've actually changed my stance on this too because like there's people who are like, oh my god, fuck AI, I hate AI, or like, oh my gosh. Not to say that we shouldn't put things in place that help the planet. I obviously think there's things that we can do to mitigate things, but when we take such radical stances of like, we need to go back to just maintaining like the earth and like living off the land and all of this stuff. I think it's so beautiful, again, from an idealistic standpoint, but the same exact people who are saying this, you would have so much more credit if you lived in a hut without electricity and you just didn't even have access to this app in the first place.
Yep, and we probably would still be doing that if
No,
we
they're
were
genociding
if we weren't
themselves.
taking
But
off
then
the land.
also, if we were still doing that, people would be dying because of their lack of access to
Yeah,
antibiotics.
but this is your point of view, right? Is that this wouldn't have all happened if it wasn't forced, if it wasn't,
What wouldn't have happened?
if it wasn't colonized, that the natural progression would have happened.
No, it would
Right,
take
through
another
trade and
65,000
so forth.
years.
I don't think the natural progression wouldn't have happened without like European influence. Just because when we look at like the nations today that are like if we call I hate the word third world versus like first world, but if we take a look at that now, we have countries who have been allowed to progress that are even that are more old than America that still are extremely lacking in their progression. And they've been left alone and allowed to do their own thing, and it's just still not working out for them very well. These are people who like still to this day and age do not have access to clean water, and we have left them alone.
But you do realize that the Aboriginal people, the original people of this land, were trading with the Japanese, the Chinese, and so forth.
Trading what? What were you trading? What were you trading with the Japanese?
Sorry?
What were you trading? What were you trading with and for?
Pottery. It was.
You didn't have pottery.
Right. We traded with them our stuff, which may have been gems. It may have been.
That's great. I mean, the trading is awesome because like I think all countries participated in trading. We participate in trading now today.
That's right.
I just think there's like. So have you ever been to a hospital? Have you ever been to a hospital?
Yeah.
Have you ever had like life-saving care at any of these hospitals? No. Like, have you ever taken antibiotics?
Of course.
Okay, that's life-saving care. I mean, back in the day, if you didn't have access to antibiotics, I mean, most people just like.
But back in the day, we didn't have all the diseases that were brought to this country either.
I mean, I would argue people were like dying at like 20 years old, and women were losing their life in childbirth, and like the majority of children born did not survive. So yeah, I'd argue that modern medicine was a great advancement, and I think that you guys benefit from that. So I just
But
don't think it's.
Aboriginal people lived longer before what colonization came to this land.
I mean, I'd argue that, but
You didn't. What was the population size before colonization in Australia? What was the population size?
It was estimated by your people that it was about 750,000.
No, that's not true.
Well, you need to go and do your
Well,
research,
I've done
because that's
research.
what it was estimated at.
I mean,
Again-
just
again, you
regardless,
can-
I mean, like
yeah.
it's highly factual that people who did not have access to modern medicine had shorter lifespans. Like that's just not even irrefutable.
And not just that, but what is the population size of Aboriginal people now in Australia? Is it higher or lower than when the colonizers first settled in Australia?
I'm not very good at maths. Jesus, can you tell me?
Yeah, actually, our population size has recovered. So actually, there's more Aboriginal people living today because of colonization than before the colonizers actually settled in Australia. So if you go back and if you want to
And
abolish,
why is that, please?
if you want to
tell
abolish
us?
the colonial
Because
system, you're going to, there isn't
prior to
enough food.
colonization,
No, there isn't enough food to sustain the whole country because of agriculture. You need agriculture in order to sustain the
you need
population of
agriculture
Australia. Yes,
because
you
you
do.
got majority
Yes, you do.
people here. You brought
Yes, you do.
people over here, not
How,
us.
how many farming tools did you have before colonization?
We didn't need your farming tools. We had
Yes,
our
you
own.
do to sustain a growing and thriving
And
population.
I mean, I would argue that for sure, like you guys could still be alive today, and like these indigenous colonies would thrive.
We definitely
you
would
know,
be.
and things like that. Like I agree to that, but the fact of the matter is, like I look at moving forward. So like, okay, all this happened, and everyone alive today, it just has nothing to do with them. It's not their fault that their parents had relations in Australia and birthed out a child that just happens to live there. And like the past is the past. Every single country that, like, I mean, every single country that exists today, for the most part, there's so many of them that were the product of people going in and either like, you could say colonizing it or conquering it, or tribes that fought each other for certain pieces of land. Like that's just the history of pretty much all nations. So the idea that we should, I just don't understand why we wouldn't hold that. If we held that standard to every single country, I mean, you could just say fuck infrastructure, and we would have never progressed in the first place. And then everyone gets their land back, and then fuck all borders that we have right now.
Remember the American Civil War, where you fought to get rid of the British, and that's why you have the right to bear arms?
Yeah, and that's why I understand.
Different to here, is it? It's different to Australia, is it? It's only allowed to happen in America, not Australia.
No, what I'm saying is I don't think that the indigenous
No, that's
people
exactly
have the.
what you're saying.
Oh, can I speak to you?
You're sitting there saying.
Okay, if you guys want to
talking
organize a
about the
if you want to organize a revolution and then like rise up against the Australian government and try to take the Australian government down, and then like cause indigenous people to just like proliferate throughout the country, and you want to start a civil war, go for it.
Love it. That's better. Why do you say
if you want to do it, it's fine.
The arrogance of you sitting there talking to an Indigenous Australian and telling an Indigenous Australian their history is mind blowing.
Yeah, stop white knighting.
No, it's not. It's not.
Mando, please go and have a look at my post where you really rubbish military women. Can you go and have a look at my post for me?
So my thing is, it's not like. Some might call it defending colonization. You can call it what you want, but it's
defending colonization.
It's defending the reality that we existed and realizing that, like,
the reality.
Yes,
the reality is not you're using an iPhone, so you're getting an advantage. That's not a reality. You're using an iPhone.
Yes, but I'm not taking.
Where was that hat you're wearing?
You are like the most interrupting person on the planet. You can't sit there and be like, oh, you give a fuck about the iPhone. I am not taking the position that we need to like dump society and go live off of the land. I am taking the position that society has progressed to the point where it is. We can't just like clean slate everything and start over. I just don't think that's a reality. I think that we have to work to make society equitable for everyone involved. I think that everyone is benefiting from the system that we have now, and I'm okay with just getting to a point in which we can all learn to get along and respect each other's cultures. And that means you can also play the goddamn didgeridoo. But
you can't say respect each other's culture.
You respect the fact that these people exist, but you and I just define respect of the culture differently. But I would argue that when you take the position where like, oh, Mercedes, you have an iPhone, or like you wear a hat that was made in fucking who knows where. Actually, this was made in America by a guy custom, but who was Mexican, so indigenous to America. But but at the same time, like I don't take the position that we need to throw away society. You take that position. So if you take the position that we need to throw away society and just live off the land, then I don't think you should own an iPhone.
Based.
It's just not the position I'm taking.
I wonder how far back do you go?
I'm sorry.
Why do you stop? Why do you stop at the indigenous people in Australia? Why don't you stop at where human beings started in the first place? Because the first human beings started in Morocco. Didn't they own everything when they were
Maybe because that's
alive?
not the country I live on. Right?
Because
the country I live on,
it's too far back for them,
people's
Mojo.
country.
Yeah.
Okay, but you live
My
you live on the
people's
planet.
country,
You
right?
live on the
Right.
planet, though. You live on the planet, and at one point or another, there was a small group of people that owned the entire planet. And you took over from them, or somebody took over.
How dare you?
That
How
preceded
dare
you.
you take Australia from the fucking Moroccans? I can't believe you chose to do that. You chose to
I know,
do
it's
that, by
crazy.
the way, and you are responsible for the people thousands of years ago who made that decision. Like any of the cavemans who decided to go
How
across
many
the bridge.
thousands of years ago? 5,000?
I mean, it doesn't
Does it matter? I mean, how far
does
back
it
do you
matter?
go? Why are you stopping where you're
indigenous
stopping?
people of this land goes back 100,000 years plus.
So, but why are
the indigenous people of
how about
Morocco
you? How far
go
you
back
go
to the
back?
beginning of
How far
mankind?
do you go back to being on America? Can you go back 100,000 years plus? I bet you
We
can't.
can go back to the beginning of mankind.
I bet you people go back to the bloody Caucasus Mountains or something.
Wasn't it last year 60,000? Is it 100,000 plus now?
Well, mate, go do your research. You're supposed to be in
Oh,
Australia.
okay.
Wake up.
Did someone said thank you for the galaxy? If someone sent me a galaxy, I don't know if that happened or not. I've been like looking at this game. I just want to say thank you. And if anyone sends me a gift, thank you. You guys, did someone do that? If not, it's fine. But if you did, I just want to let you know that I thank you for that. Like that's really really sweet. Sorry if I missed it. But regardless, I just wanted to say that I just think it's really weird that we decide like certain timelines are basically like that's where we're gonna settle and not settle on other timelines. Like we're just picking and choosing. We're like, okay, this is at the point at which colonization became bad, but any other country that has been taken over by any other group of people prior to that is like all of a sudden good and totally okay, and we're just going to ignore it. And I think the reason why people are choosing to ignore it,
it's not that we're choosing to ignore it, sister. The thing is, right, is that you only fight for what you can.
Okay.
Right. That this is my people's land.
Are you going to rise
We've been
up?
fighting for this land.
Can I ask a
people
question?
have been rising up ever since.
Are you going to storm?
1788.
Are you going to storm the barracks of the Australian
We're not
military?
we're not like you guys that go and storm the bloody White House and then let everybody free. No,
I don't think you care enough. I don't think you care enough if you're not arming yourself against.
You're just telling them that they don't care enough after they telling them that they care too much.
Yeah, I think that they just want to complain to make themselves feel better, and then like I think it's
you
like,
just want to sit here and be racist, so you've got to get an
if you
audience.
understand
There we go.
See, this is Mercedes. This is why I don't care when I get called a racist. Because now you're a
The
racist.
original people
I'm
of
a
this country
racist.
fought for.
I'm a racist, and I don't even like live in Australia.
Look at the way she's speaking to an Aboriginal man.
Okay, sorry, Erica. I'm gonna overtalk you really quick. Can we get this live to 60,000 people? And if you disagree with the conversation being had, especially if you're an American and you want to even out the panel, please request
we need more Americans to talk about Australia.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yes.
Hey, you're not an
You guys
Australian
came into
panel.
an
What the
American
hell?
Live. Like what? Thank you, Mojo.
Yeah, because you're letting a British woman sit up there and lie about
Okay,
our country.
hold up. Brentford?
Of course we're gonna come in.
Brentford, what is your position?
Well, I just wanted to ask a question, actually.
Oh my God,
to,
everyone's Australian up here. Are you Australian?
No, I'm
No,
British.
he's British.
Okay. What's your
Yeah.
question?
I wanted to ask the Aboriginal guy, like, what's your solution to this problem then?
Okay, so we're all okay. So really quickly, I think everyone is on the same page except Erica. I'm gonna keep Erica
Hold on,
up here.
Mercedes. I don't think this you're live anymore, sister.
I know. So I'm gonna start. Okay, so I am gonna start kicking people, just to bring up some like Americans, to even this out. Brendan, you're really cool. Or Brentford, you're really cool. I'm gonna give you a follow. But I am gonna kick you only because I want to get some more ops so that we're not like 5v2ing them. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. Aaron, you seem that you seem like you want to come up here. I think that you said that I am OM's biggest fan, so you can come up here. Pretty base take right there. If you disagree with the conversation being had or whatever, you can come up here. If you think that Mercedes is the worst person in the world, even better. Let's get this to 55,000 likes. If we get it to 55,000, that would be really helpful. Keep sharing it out. That also helps to get some ops in here. Brutax, are you from America?
No, I'm from Australia.
Oh God, shit. Okay, are you left or are you right?
No, I'm right.
Okay, so sorry, but I gotta drop you because you were gonna agree. So, but I'm glad the Australians have infiltrated. Erica, you can stay up here because you get really feisty, so you're fun. Really quick, really quickly. Okay, perfect. If you disagree, sorry, I'm dropping him so that we can have Erica play the white savior card. It'll be extra based when the indigenous person that they're defending is not up here. So, if you guys do not like me,
I won't be doing that. I won't be speaking on behalf of Indigenous people.
But
so
you just came up to do that. You just came up to do that.
Yeah, because my friend Momager was here.
Okay, well he's cool. We love him. Hopefully you guys
can ask me questions and I'll argue.
Hopefully you guys storm the Maccas sometime soon. So.
No, we don't like Maccas.
I'm so done. You guys.
We'd go for KFC.
Hey Mercedes, have you been featured in the mainstream media? Have they covered any of your your political activism or your political views?
When I was on the right wing media, yeah, but not on the left. But I think the left is really hostile to creators, not gonna lie. I don't think they've built up an infrastructure that helps left wing creators get anywhere, unless you're really sold out to audience capture and you're willing to endlessly shill for the DNC. Lucas, I'll be live forever. So if you ever want to come up on the panel, you can. Also, Lucas, I gotta call you because I gotta get your paperwork to you. If you disagree with this prompt,
of you, Mercedes.
Yeah, 1 second. Let's get this to 55,000, guys. Keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and share this out. And if you disagree, please come up. Also, if you haven't followed me, you should follow me so that you can watch these hyper-polarized conversations happen. But if you disagree, are you a leftist or a liberal? I'm a liberal. If you're a leftist and you don't like me, you have literally priority, okay? You're a VIP member. If your position is Mercedes sucks, we're putting you to the front of the line. So don't worry. Okay, Erica.
I got a lot of questions yesterday asking me what was I doing on your panel because you are an RWNJ.
I'm a what?
Right wing nut job.
Heaps
and heaps of people what were you doing up there, Erica?
Is that what the Aussies? Is that what the Aussies are calling me? The Aussies are calling me a right-wing nut job.
Aussies, Americans, British people, they're all.
I've made it. If the Aussies think that I'm a right-wing nut job, I've made it. That is my life complete.
I'm confused. So the guy that was defending indigenous rights, he's on the right?
No, he's
on the left.
He's on the left.
He's not even on the left. He wants to abolish the government, so he's not even.
That's not. Mama just never said that.
He literally did. He literally said that.
Okay, I can kind of get it now. Okay.
He can have his own opinion. Are you seriously? Are you so? What are the Native Americans? Are they right wing? Are they?
What did you say? If the Native Americans are right wing?
Yeah, because he seemed to think that Aboriginal Australians were right.
I mean, I think it's just we're navigating Australian politics, so we're just asking questions to clarify.
Oh, right. No, I'm not having an identity crisis. 97 mad. I know who I am.
Eddie, anyone who taps the screen like crazy, like Eddie, you just said that you've been tapping the screen and your finger hurts. I followed you. If you guys get this to 75,000. If you get it to 75,000 by tapping, I will follow every single one of you in the chat who sends a comment for 5 minutes straight. I'll go on a following spree.
She's saying that you're MAGA in disguise.
No, you, Erica, you're MAGA in disguise. You are. Erica.
I don't care what Brie calls me because I like Brie. I think she's cool. I think she's based, and I think that if I was in Australia,
this is what makes me laugh so much. You people, it's so funny. Like, you know, you're just perpetuating every stereotype about ignorant Americans, don't you?
For sure.
Do you
I
like
love
doing that?
Americans. I love America. I love
Oh, yes, you go
Americans.
to America. Remember when you paid them $5,000 to try to get in there and it was a scam?
I'm so done. I'm so done. Okay, Lars, really quickly, we have a guest. If you guys keep tapping, I'm gonna follow everyone for like I'll drop to 3 minutes. I'll follow everyone who makes a comment. Once this thing hits 75,000 for 3 minutes, I'll follow every single person who comments, because y'all are the ones who made that happen. And then go ahead and share it out like crazy.
And yet I've been to your country more times than Brie has.
That's pretty.
How amazing.
That's pretty fun. I would love for Brie to come over and stay. I would take her out for drinks.
Would love. Could you please sponsor her?
Yeah, I would love to sponsor her.
Oh
Lars.
my God, I need to send an email to you.
Yeah, I would totally sponsor you. I don't give a fuck. Lars, are you on? What side are you on? First of all, are you American?
No, I'm Swedish.
Okay.
And I support Ukraine. That's why I have the Ukraine flag. I just want to tell you, if you haven't heard it yet, that Trump has been ordered by his doctor to stop eating from McDonald's.
Okay, that is a pretty base take, Lars. I am going to drop you because I'm trying to get some more Americans up here. But, like, I definitely think that Donald Trump should stop eating McDonald's unless he wants to give us a snack wrap review. I will take that. But anyways, is there anyone in the chat who wants to come up here who disagrees with any of these points? I think I'm about to make one of these, but make it even more volatile. Get some really spicy takes up here to get people to debate them. Trying to think of like what my most based takes are. I'm pretty liberal on a lot of things. It's just
What is purity testing is ruining the left? What does that mean?
Purity testing means like if someone disagrees with you, so that your job, then you put it upon yourself to like try to cancel them. You want to run them off the internet. You want to take away their voice. You want to make sure that they can't spread their message. On the left, that really hurts, especially when the majority of people speaking on the left are just trying to help us win electoral power. But we don't like something that they said, or we don't agree on maybe 10%, but we agree on 90% of everything else. And then we've decided that they don't deserve a voice.
Because of that tiny little thing? Or...
Yeah, because they play the didgeridoo.
No. That's got nothing to do with left and right. That's got nothing to do with politics. That's a men and a women thing.
It's sexism.
You can't come out and make comments like that, Mercedes, and not get corrected.
Erica is MAGA in disguise.
Okay, so you what you just said refers to the third point. So when you say that you can't say takes like that without being corrected, that's when I would refer you to point 3, where I said we need to end the soy level ultra BS.
No, we need to bring it back.
No.
Stupid people are just destroying the world. I can't cope with you lot.
Yeah, so would you
Have
like?
You ever heard that line?
Do you like your tofu? Do you like your tofu firm or extra firm?
I don't like tofu at all.
Damn, I'm surprised.
It tastes like garbage.
Okay. It's because you don't.
Stupid people are breeding. Really reminds me of this live at the moment.
For sure, I think that you don't like tofu because you're probably anti-cannibalism. So I mean that's fair though. What? That's a joke. Anyways, if there's anyone in the live who disagrees, let's tap and get this to 75,000. Keep sharing. If you know any crazy leftists that you want them to come up here and have conversations, you can share it to them, and then hopefully.
Erica.
Well, yeah, we have Erica. I think Erica's a fun, crazy leftist, but.
Yes.
Nick Fuentes experience. You're proud to be an American. Me too, brother.
Hey, ask Nick where he sits on politics. Like, is he?
If he's Nick Fuentes, he's
yeah.
a freaking graper, which means he's a Christian nationalist. Which
well, no, it's not Nick Fuentes. I think it's just someone who's using his profile picture. But I think he's on the right. But he comes into my lives a lot, so I think he's not like I don't think he's as bad. But like Nick Fuentes, that guy is.
Yeah, no, he loves you, Mercedes. That's why I don't think he's on the right.
No, a lot of people on the right like me.
That's correct. She probably has more. Yeah, she has more. She has more support on the right than she does on the left.
I think he's
exactly. I was right.
Yes, Erica, that's based. It doesn't get more crazy than the right. Yeah, the right is kind of crazy. But like I would say like Australian right is based. So if I was in Australia, I would probably be I know I would. If I was in Australia, I would be on the right.
Shit, I'd probably be on the right in Australia.
Yeah, if their politics are storming the Maccas to give back indigenous land and throwing their iPhones in the sea, I don't know if I'd align with that in particular. Sorry to mischaracterize your position there, but if there is anyone in here who disagrees, I know there's plenty of you who are watching. Let's get this to 75,000. Just keep tapping, keep liking it, keep sharing it out, and we're looking for some people who disagree. You're still here. I'm impressed with the debate. Keep it up. Nice work. Thank you. That's really, really sweet. If you disagree, start requesting up in the box. We need Erica needs support. Erica needs support on the back end. Okay, she's doing a 1v3 here. Tap the screen, tap the screen.
Support? I can support myself. I'm fine.
You're a strong, independent woman, aren't you?
Mercedes, if the British were to offer the United States to join the Commonwealth, what would your position be?
I'm like as American as it comes, I think, so I'd tell them to F off.
Why? Do you not think trading's good?
I don't want to do anything. I just don't want anything to do with the British unless it's brie.
Oh, thank you. That's so cute. I've got I Love America t-shirt, by the way, and then I wear it on Australia Day, and it just makes everybody really angry.
You did not. You've never done that. Stop lying.
Done that.
You have never done that. You're such a liar.
Erica, are you saying this because you drive by Bree's house every day?
No, she lives on a freeway. What can I do? She lives on a freeway. Of course people drive past it.
I feel like Erica, you're the...
Ask her.
There's no need to dox anybody out. There's no need to dox anybody in Australia. They all know where each other lives.
No, she tells everybody where she lives. She posts her address, she posts her passport, she posts all her information. So no, it's not doxing when she does it.
Thank you, April. Thank you so much. If you disagree, come up in the box. I think a lot of you guys just got to the point where you agree, which is nice. I think I need to schedule some debates with some leftists up in here who don't agree, because I think that's always fun. But if you disagree,
I would debate you any day, Mercedes. Let's go.
Okay, Erica. I think you're pretty. It's just hard. It's hard to debate the leftists from Australia, because I think that like.
I know. Why is it so different? Why do you think left means something different here?
Because it does.
Yeah,
I think storming McDonald's, because what would that do? Like, who would storm a McDonald's? I mean, we can get that free. You can get that food for $1. I'm not sure why would we storming McDonald's, but why do you think a left is different here than it is in America?
Okay, Mercedes. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jesus. Go ahead, Jesus.
Can you define?
No, you don't ask a question when I ask you a question.
Sorry, can you define woke? What is your definition of woke?
So my definition of woke. So if you opened up a dictionary and you like scrolled till you found like the word woke, Erica's picture would be right there next to it. You wouldn't even need a definition. You just need Erica. You just need Erica. Like, take that picture right there, just post it, and that's it.
Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm glad you're.
I wanted. Now tell me, why do you think the left? Now answer my question, please. Why do you think the left is different?
Woke hurts them because they lack empathy. I don't think woke. I think woke is hurting people because I think a lot of the people who claim to be woke, they have no empathy.
Hurting people? I don't understand.
Yeah, I agree.
Wouldn't too much sleep be hurting more?
Or they become like maybe they're toxically empathetic, so that they see one person who might say something wrong, and then they've decided, okay, hold up.
Okay, you baited me in. I really don't want to do this, but you said woke is hurting people. Explain that to me, Mercedes, because I'm looking at it from the side. Yeah, from the side of what's happening to my people in your country right now. How is woke hurting my people?
So I think
the white women open these lives. I think you and I had a back and forth before this whole thing happened, and it wasn't a negative side. It was kind of like, I didn't even know that you were MAGA to begin with. I didn't know any of that.
I'm not MAGA. I'm a liberal.
Liberal, whatever, right? But I get on these lives and I see that America's crumbling, not for my people because we're getting the fuck out. We don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. But 1, 2, I see that white women are watching their country burn down and you guys are clapping, and the only thing that you guys find grounds to fight on is your privilege and fighting over gender. Men this, men that, men this, men that, class this, class that. When there's so many other issues that you guys can be talking about and you choose constantly to talk about this. Like, I feel like white women are the weakest link here because, well,
Hold on,
like,
hold on. I just want to say, I just want
have fought and
to,
black
really
people
quickly.
have fought. You guys are
This is
not doing
crazy.
anything.
Wait,
You
hold
guys are
on.
not doing anything.
Really quickly, I do want to clear something up. I know I gotta maybe I wish I could share my screen to show you a picture of what like my sister looks like. So my group of
it's always that we always
no
have like a token something.
my group of people just got here. My mom migrated here from Thailand, and so did my grandma. So like I'm a what does that make me first generation? Where's your parents from, or where are you from? Were you born in America?
I was born in Mexico.
Okay, my mom was born in Thailand, and my grandma was born in Thailand. My dad has some like heavy genes, but before you say like oh my god, like you're a colonizer card, and then go down like the white people don't care. I mean, I don't even have that much stake in this country, but as a daughter of immigrants, I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Well, look, Thailand is very different than Mexico.
Yeah, for sure. It is.
It's not the same thing. I'm indigenous to this country. I'm indigenous to this land, to this continent. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing. You ask me to go back to my country, I throw a rock and it's there. It's not the same thing. So you're immigrants.
Is it I as an immigrant should leave, or like should I like?
No one should leave. No one should leave because this country's like the melting pot, right?
Agreed.
Now white people have made it that, immigrants are the problem when really
I'm not responsible for what white people are doing.
70% of all the crime here is white tea people. You know what I mean? Like, school shootings are a problem for me. Trump is a problem for me. It seems like everything sits with white tea man, but yet immigrants who are paying almost $100 billion in taxes, suddenly they're the problem, and we're ostracizing and we're beating them up on the street, and you guys choose to talk about gender.
I don't have a problem with like immigrants being here. I mean, we all love the immigrants. I'd argue that should be like a universal, hopefully, like position that we would love, or we love immigration. I mean, I take the stance of like a secure border, but having a much faster path to citizenship.
Mexicans don't have a path to citizenship.
Yeah, I know, and I believe that's wrong. I believe that that's wrong, and we need to fix that.
Yeah, Latin, you should probably ask a few questions first because I think you'll find that she's probably on your side.
Oh, I know Mercedes. I know Mercedes.
Okay.
I know Mercedes.
But so do you think
that person? I know.
Yeah, I mean, we fight for the same thing. I just think, like, when I say woke is damaging, or when I say like end the soy level ultra, what I'm referring to is the situation. Like, for example, I think a lot of these problems that we're complaining about could be solved. Do you think a lot of the issues that we're going through right now, for example, like trans people having to get the wrong gender marker on their passports, or like the alligator Alcatraz situation, do you think that these would be happening under Kamala Harris?
No.
Me too. I agree. So the